Welcome to Alfredo's Size 3 Taco Truck, a Marvel Crisis Protocol podcast. The podcast with the highest combined Carl Con bingo score. I'm Vincent Curkov.
I'm Pat Van Value.
I'm Nate Horn.
And I'm Alex Botts. I don't think that can be true because I left my bingo chart at Nate's house on day 2 and did not turn it in. So I assume that means I have a bingo score of 0.
Okay, well, how many podcasts had two people there?
I don't know.
I don't think any. I think
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's one versus two. Pat, did you turn your bingo card in?
I did. I contributed.
Nice.
Let's go. DeLuca could have still beaten you both. I don't know. I think we have to check these numbers.
I don't know. I got 17.
We both more than halfway there.
Okay,
I think.
Fine. Nice
Anyway,
work.
we're back from CarlCon, and before that, news and announcements. We're going through the Second Wind waitlist. Check your emails. If you want to go to Second Wind, get on the waitlist. Go to secondwindchicago.com/registration to check that, or message me on Longshanks on the official event.
It's in a month.
It's in a month. It's going to be awesome. Yeah. Swag bags locked in.
Woo!
Nice.
We've got some cool stuff coming. When it shows up, we'll reveal it.
Woo.
Yeah. We're back from CarlCon. Everybody have a good time at CarlCon? Which one of us won it? Was it you, Pat?
I won CarlCon in spirit.
Nice.
But
agreed.
Not
I knew you would.
Not in real life. Yeah. I won CarlCon simply by showing up.
That is true.
Yeah.
It looked like you were having the most
Marvel.
fun of any of the people playing in CarlCon. So
Did it?
No.
I was like, I don't think so.
Absolutely
You were
not.
But the number of creep shots of me was impressive.
I also did not win CarlCon, unfortunately, Vince. Did you win CarlCon?
I came really close. I didn't win CarlCon.
Damn.
I lost in finals. It was a huge disappointment. Yeah.
Well,
So we're back.
of-
How was it?
I had a good time. It was a good event. Nice, clean, honest, 6-round event. I played 6 games of Marvel Crisis Protocol, some of which I won.
That is also true for me. I had a great time. I won some of the game.
I'm not sure you did win some of the games.
No, some is more than none.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. All
this
right.
is
All
true.
right.
It was it was cool. I'm glad I got to see the event. I was jealous of the last 2 years where CarlCon existed, but I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And now that it's in a place I can get to, it seems worth it. And I will happily go back.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll do TO perspective because that's always quick and fairly boring. I think everything went great. The space was great. I mean, it's the same game store that we play at every Tuesday night that I've been going to every Tuesday night for like 15 years now. And it's still great. But the owners were super helpful, easy to work with, gave us a sweet deal. I think very likely we just keep using them as long as they'll keep having us. Plenty of room for tables. All of that was great. Obviously it lacks the beer of the previous venue. Not being in a brewery is unfortunate, but everything else about it was either the same or better than what we had before. And now it's near airport, which is the most important thing.
True.
So yeah, that all went smoothly. It was very good to see. We very successfully pulled off a 64-player event. I think we only had 59 total, right? But I know Carl was a little worried about selling all 64 tickets, right? And getting enough people to make it worthwhile. The upgrade from 32 before, he wasn't sure if you'd be able to make that jump. And we smashed it, right? No concerns there that future events will also have plenty of people to justify this being an annual thing at the size it's at. So I think from that perspective, it's just a great growth of the event and a big milestone for Carl. He managed to just under the wire finish all of his tables. So there was 32 handcrafted Carl tables, each one unique, each one different, all done by him.
Cool. It's very impressive.
I know he was a little worried about getting them all done in time, but managed to make that happen, which I think is great. It's such a unique selling point for this event. I don't think any other Marvel event I've heard of cares as much about terrain and boards as Carl does. And I don't really blame other events for not doing it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
right?
I
I don't
definitely
understand
don't
how
care that
Carl
much.
fucking does it. It's a huge amount of
Yeah.
work. But it is a really unique selling point that other events don't have, right? There's a lot of events that use the Adepticon terrain, which is fine. I mean, fucking my event does it. Squad Goals does it. Second Wind does it. I'm not throwing shade, right? Like,
Yeah.
I do it too, but it's terrain I have also played on myself a bunch of times, right? And you recognize that, oh, this is the AMG official apartment building in the Wakanda hauler, and I've seen this dump truck before. Carl's like the only guy out there going for like unique experiences with terrain, but also, you know, he's very good about soliciting feedback from people who are picky about terrain. There's been a bunch of pieces where we've complained about him where it's too cute for its own good, or there's not enough things to stand on, or this is awkward to play around, and then he'll change that, right? So like he refines the terrain to make it playable while keeping it thematic and unique. And I just think we're so fucking lucky to have him out here doing all of this to make the event just that much more special. So I think that is a huge selling point, just to come out and play on a board you've never seen before and terrain pieces you've never worked around before.
And also, like, if you're really lucky, some of them get scanned into TTS because he's the TTS TO now. So, like, if you've played on Ego on TTS, that's a real board that's our Carlcon. If you've played on one of the two Under the Sea boards, I believe is a scanned Carlcon board. It's not the one with the terrible trident that you have to have a conversation about how you're going to play it on TTS. It's not that one. It's the other one. And that one's in real life. It's the one with all the tentacles. That one's really cool. Some of the new additions that I really liked this year is the table I'm now... somebody on Facebook coined this, so I'm now using it. But the Foothills is my favorite board, which is Brady's footboard, which Brady is... If you're in our Discord, you probably know him, Dormammu Whisperer. Famously was going into looking for a game, begging for a game, and then when nobody would give him a game, he's like, I'll show my feet. We'll show feet for game. Right? And that became a running joke in our Discord for a while, and then it quieted down, and then there was a Carlcon board of all feet.
Down because we had to stop it because
exactly, because
there were
we
too
wanted
many posts
new people
about feet and not enough posts about Marvel, so we had to tell them to stop. But it lives on in a Carlcon board that looks.
I mean, you can't truly kill a meme.
Yeah.
No, but there's like the odds of a new person coming in and seeing people just talking about feet instead of Marvel were kind of high there for a while.
They were super high.
Yeah.
I do. There was one board not made by Carl, right? Which was the dice board, which was also incredible. Excellent work there. But Frelinger should get credit for that.
You can watch me get smashed on it on Vince's YouTube channel. Probably.
We did commentary for that game. I've got questions.
Oh man, I don't want to defend myself. I just played.
We're not going to do it here because people haven't seen it yet. But
all right. I'm just ass. I'm just bad.
We don't know. I'm so overloaded making content. I have so much stuff. Because also AMG decided to drop 1 billion spoilers.
Yeah.
And I've got 6 Carlcon videos and 3 spoiler videos and this podcast.
So
is this... I guess we'll get to spoiler talk later, but have they ever dropped 9 models in a week before? Outside of like a big update,
never.
Right?
Well,
like
other than the core box, right? But I mean,
no, even then we didn't get them all on the same day, right?
I didn't think so. I thought they spread them out.
I honestly don't remember. Okay, yeah, maybe so. That is a lot of models, and they're all for.
I guess maybe at like an Adepticon or mini Strav, we might have gotten around to this number, but for just like a random calendar week, it's insane.
Yeah,
and they didn't even spoil everything. There's 2 missing tactics cards.
This is micro extravaganza this past week.
All right, let me pull a U-turn and get us back into
Carlcon
talk. Were there any other boards you guys really were in love with?
In love with?
Or you really liked? Sorry,
I all the boards that I played on I liked, but the dice board is my favorite. All of them looked cool. I had no complaints about any boards, but I like the dice one because it's geometrical.
I liked all the ones I play. I like the comic one. That one is excellent with the matching mat.
Oh yeah, we put
Um,
that one on
I
for
don't
the
think I saw
finals
that
because
one.
I
Yeah.
think it's gorgeous.
Oh, the finals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the comic one's great. I remember when I was coming over to the comic board, somebody with a full cartoon style roster was taking photos of all of his minis on the cartoon board. It was really cool and fun to watch, and I
I
think
saw
that's
a
like
few
the
other
exact
people
thing.
doing that too. Like my opponent, I played an opponent. Actually, he played Dormammu in our game, but he was mostly a Weapon X player, and he had like a Dormammu 16-point flex, and he like the board we were on was like Deadpool and Wolverine themed, so he
Oh yeah.
lined up his guys for a glamour shot after we played because the board was themed around his list basically.
Yeah, that board's really great. It's the TSA like fight when he's digging up Wolverine's grave, and they're all like walking through. It's like a bunch of dudes walking through the glowing boxes.
TSA like the airport.
They're time cops. They're trying to
Yeah.
make sure
Oh.
the
Is it the-
time stream is protected, so they're trying to kill Deadpool because he's fucking with it, and so they're coming
Okay.
through like big
TVA.
orange portals. TVA is
TVA, not
Oh.
TSA. My bad.
He has to get that pre-check. Gotta get that real ID.
You don't have pre-check erased from
Yeah.
time. Does anybody want to talk about any of their games from CarlCon or anything like that?
I could talk about my overall gaming thoughts and experiences. I don't really want to battle report everything, but
Would you learn about your list and or the meta and or what you're going to change about your list?
yeah. So I went 5-1. But I was not particularly close to the finals because my loss was my second round. So then I was in the X1 pool for the rest of it. I think Midnight Suns are still good. I don't know. They didn't feel so. One of the weird things. I mean, this is not even really weird. It's like totally normal for this to happen, but it does make it a little weird to analyze my list. I guess is I never ran into Inhumans or APOC. Like I didn't have to play either of the things that people are most scared of, and part of that is because I lost in round 2, but also part of that is because the Inhumans players had mixed success. Some were doing really well and some weren't, and I think there actually weren't that many Apocalypse players at this event. There were a lot of
Were not.
Inhumans, but not a lot of APOC. But I think I'm pretty much settled on my list. I don't think I'm going to change anything for Second Wind. I guess I am playing in Second Wind, which I think last time we podcasted, I'm not sure or was not finalized, but now I'm officially a gamer.
Hell yeah.
I think I'm not going to change anything for my list, except I'm going to switch Mayor Fisk to Shi'ar Empress. And the reason for that really isn't to do with Shi'ar Empress. It's just like a fine crisis for me, but it's about Fisk's point value. Because a lot of people at this event were running like a Dormammu flex for their main list, and they were trying to get you on 16. Either they were trying to get you on 16, like they played all 3 16-point secures, or they were just using Dormammu if they happened to get on 16. And I came away from this event not really thinking that the Dormammu flex is actually that great of an idea. I think if you're like a good player and you know your main list well, I'm not totally convinced that having a Dormammu flex and trying to gotcha people into 16 is like overall good value. But that said, Dormammu is still kind of annoying for Midnight Suns, and whenever I play against it, I kind of feel like a lot of it comes down to dice because some of our defensive tech is turned off against energy attacks, and I have limited ways to control Dormammu. There are some like Hulk Spender and stuff, but there's not a lot, and so it just feels kind of dicey the whole time. I did win my game. I played against Dormammu once, and on 16, and I won my game, but it was scary. And so even though I think in theory people shouldn't be doing that much, I still don't want to give people an opportunity to get me on 16 through Mayor Fisk. So I like the shape, and I still have Wedding Party. That's the other Fisk, right? It's not Wedding Crash. Is it Wedding Party? Yeah, Wedding Party. I still have that one, and I wish Mayor Fisk was 17 or higher, but since it's not, I'm switching it out so that I have no 16s in my list. Other than that, the list is staying. Even Werewolf by Night, who is my friend, and I like him. And I didn't feel the need for a 2. I didn't feel the need for a Zemo. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my list overall. What are you laughing at? Fuck you, Pat.
No, it's just the Werewolf by Night bit. I'm glad he's still your friend.
He is still my friend. Oh yeah, and I guess also one of the things that was interesting about this event is that two two of the top players who were there were Eric Wong and Mike DeLuca, and neither of them made it to the finals, and neither of them therefore won, obviously. And I think like before the event happened, I think it would be totally reasonable to say that like one of those guys was the favorite, or like they together were like the joint favorite, because they win tournaments all the time, and Eric won LVO and so forth.
Well, he won 3 majors last year.
Yeah, I know. He hit the royal road in 2024 into 2025. And they did not end up going to the finals, which is cool. I mean, nobody can win everything. I'm not taking away from them. They're both really good players. But I was talking to Eric in the middle of the event, and he's, he was like playing he's been playing other stuff. He's been like playing Magic mostly, like not playing Marvel as much. And he talked to me a little bit about not feeling like he's expected to be like the favorite or a top player when he's not practicing. And like I think the subtext of that is that like you kind of can't turn that off from players, other people's expectations. Like people before the event, people don't know that you haven't been practicing, or maybe you have been practicing and you just do bad anyway, which also certainly happens to me. But you kind of don't get a say in the matter about your reputation, which feels nice when you first get it and everybody's like, wow, you're a god, but then starts to feel less good when people are like, why is my goat next in 1 already? And we only talked about it for a little bit, but I thought it was an interesting conversation because I've definitely had to deal with that before too, and I am very grateful that people remember me as an extremely good player of Guild Ball and carry that into Marvel. And it means that people take my opinion seriously, which is nice, especially when they probably shouldn't. But it also means that sometimes you're like playing a game and you're just goofing around, you don't really know what the models do, and then people are like, why are you losing? Are you washed? Have you been hit in the head? And it's like, no, man, I just don't think about Marvel that much right now. It's chill. And it like that, like going through that experience and having people react that way caused me to like not want to play TTS for a while last year, because I was just, because it's so expected that everybody streams their games, and I was just tired of like playing a game of TTS and like doing okay but losing, and then a bunch of people being like, yo, is this matchup unwinnable? How are you going to come back? And then like, giving a bunch of just like overwhelming you with messages, most of which were kind. Nobody's like shit talking, but like just feeling like everybody is always watching every time you play a game. I mostly gotten over that by accepting my ability to lose games and deciding that only I get to decide whether I'm going to win or not, and I don't really care anymore about disappointing people. But that was like a weird adjustment, and I just wanted to bring that up because it's kind of this like out of game thing that is not, I don't know, that's basically like universal in life when you like are good at something, relatively speaking, and then you aren't for a little bit for whatever reason. So anyway, that I was thinking about that a lot while we were playing at CarlCon, and I'm happy that I went X and 1, but I would not have minded going X and 2 or even X and 3. And like a year and a half ago, I would have been really pissed about that. So anyway,
Yeah,
those were my CarlCon experiences.
It really reminds me of the like how we are like kind of famous, but we are like the most safe little version of it. We're
That's
like,
true.
we can go to a space and be famous there, and then when we leave that space, we're not
That's true,
anymore. We have all the benefits of anonymity once we're not in the gaming space, or we're not, at a miniatures convention. And it can be fun, but there's also like these pressures that come with it. And like the way you're talking about it reminds me a lot of like pro athletes and like why it's difficult to be a pro athlete from a mental aspect.
Totally. Yeah. Though again, of course, emphasizing that this is on some level a ridiculous comparison because I'm pretty far from a
Mhm.
pro athlete, but still,
Yeah,
I think
no,
you're right. I think
for sure.
I think it's still true.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's interesting.
Oh, also, wait. Yeah, I guess last thing. It was cool to see people, which of course we always say, and it's always true. But also, it was cool to see Pete from New Zealand and Titan from
Yes.
Chile. And while you continue your thoughts, Vince, I'm gonna crack open the pisco that Titan gave me, and
Oh,
yeah,
That's a good
so
idea.
oh
I'll
man,
be-
I should go get mine.
so keep talking if you have more thoughts about how I'm basically LeBron James. But I'm listening. But I'll be right back.
I love that Alex always narrates when he's going to be away from the podcast, whereas I just fade away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's
And
got their
Pet
own
never
style.
leaves. He's always here, but always quiet.
I leave sometimes, but you can't tell, which is part of the fun.
Pet, you got any fun takeaways from Carl Khan?
I mean, I have an interesting shades of the thing you guys were just talking about. Of like, I used to be good at tabletop games. Not this one, just to be clear. Never good at this one. So, in this case, it's more that I'm on a podcast with you fucks who are like actually good at the game, and so people are like, "Oh, you have a podcast, and they're good at the game, so you must be like awake." And this event proved that I was not awake.
You were in fact asleep.
Yeah, I was in fact playing a brand new game. I lost to Pete. I lost to pretty much everybody in new and exciting ways that, like, well, actually weren't really all that exciting as they happened. And I had kind of the experience I expected. So I sort of wish I'd played something even more casual.
Mm-hmm. Meaning
so
like a list that's even more casual, you're saying?
Yeah, just like all large bases meme zone or something. Like,
yo, all large bases rules.
That actually, I mean, that's sort of whenever I don't really want to play this game but feel obligated to, that's what I think about. I'm like, how many big fucking stupid models can I put in one list?
Yeah, like I definitely after round one, there was a point somewhere before Carl Khan where Nate was like, "You'll have a better time if you practice," and he was right. I should have practiced at all or played a complete meme. And I didn't do either of those things. Instead, I tried to play the game like it was January 2025.
Yeah,
and that didn't go very well because you'll note the scenarios are different.
Yes,
and the scenarios cooked me all weekend. I was not really happy with any of the scenario draws, and like even when I thought I was, I got like out roster selected, and just found myself like in one of the rounds, I was playing against a Kingpin player. Somebody playing Kingpin on Scoundrels, and I had the only thing that could displace size 3 was the Sam Spender. And I was like,
You didn't play Steve?
No, I did. Did I? I did. I guess he can. His Spender size 3 also. I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
and like cheap too. It only costs 2 power.
From Mr.
No, I know the Spender's
America.
good, but there were a lot of problems that game.
Sure. Yeah,
so the good news from Carl Khan was that everyone I played against was awesome. I had plenty of fun moments. Got to play against Pete, and that's always a riot. I'm actually not positive I ever played him in Guild Ball.
Really? Not even a casual game? Do you think you ever played him in a casual game?
Oh, it's possible. I don't know. So I don't know. What did I learn?
Well, I think you kind of already said what you learned, which is that like I sort of, and this is you can happily, I think you can justifiably blame it on us a little bit, because I think I certainly thought that you would be able to muddle your way through with your old list with just updating it for legality, but that's it. But I think I underestimated how much of a big difference the crises would be for your list, and that maybe I helped you onto a rake by saying you shouldn't change models.
No, I mean I think there were a few things there. Like some of the model choices that I probably should have changed or played differently were my own choices. Like, so I sort of ran into it immediately because I played the Avengers Mirror, and his list just seemed like dramatically better at the mirror.
Gotcha, yeah.
I was like, all right, yes, I have this Gorgon man. but I would prefer to have any of your threes in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that also sort of meant that it was like harder for me to opt into Sam when I wanted to.
Yeah.
There was also the like choice of whether I was playing scenarios to dodge strong things or not, and I ended up taking or avoiding taking certain scenarios because of like Inhumans and stuff like that. But like, I didn't lose any games to Inhumans, so maybe I should have just gambled on what I'm good at. But I do think part of the thing I'm struggling with Steve specifically now is that I don't know what he's good at anymore. Like,
Yeah.
when I had secures at LVO, I was like, all right, I know how to play all three of these secures, and I know why I'm like good at them in theory. But I was pretty lost. So things to work on.
So I think you were always going to kind of have this issue that you had, not having played the crises, and also they're no longer new.
Yeah.
For the vast majority of players, so most players know their way around any crisis that they like hit, and you don't. So you're always going to have that problem, and I think that's a little bit exacerbated by the fact that you're playing like kind of like a Swiss Army knife of a faction, right? Your faction's not the best at anything.
Yeah, so I have to know how to play into each scenario, and that is not a thing I...
Yeah, and exploit their weaknesses. It is like a team that, because it can do anything, doesn't give you a direction to push on, but I think given when we made the decisions of what you're going to play, be like, the advice of go back in time 6 months and learn the crises was not like a solution we could come up with. And like, we could have shifted you to something that was easier to play, but it wouldn't have been easier for you to play.
No, but I do sort of think that like, I mean, Avengers are, like you were saying, sort of have to be a more reactive thing. Like, I don't have the big question that I had before. And, I think there is an argument that I should have been playing a question thing, so that I only had to learn how to ask my question as opposed to how to answer other people's.
Yes.
But, like,
Well, okay. I think that might have been true if you had said you were willing to play any amount of practice games between when we had that conversation.
You didn't know how to play your question.
Going to happen.
Well, okay, but what if my question is I throw Black Bolt at you and roll some dice and hope?
I would want at least one game between making that swap and showing up at
Also, I think it's scary to audible into a thing you have no practice with when it's the boogeyman of the meta, and everyone is teched for it.
That's true.
I think our best bet would have probably been to slam Gladiator in your list.
No, so I think, I mean, actually, Gladiator's a good idea. I had a different idea.
Thank you. I'm full of good ideas.
I think part of the problem is, like, I think keeping Pat on largely familiar models was a good idea, but and like Steve is still perfectly fine in the current crisis. His win rate's doing just fine, but he lost the thing that Pat was mostly doing before, which was just building the big fuck off bunker. Right? You just can't bunker up in your cable bubble with a Hulk and win games that way anymore, right? I believe Bot said in Discord that the kaiju meta is over now and all kaijus are bad. I think that's a direct
I definitely did not say that, but yeah, okay.
And so I think I had this thought when we were recording the podcast telling Pat what to play, where in the back of my head, I was like, man, I should just bully Pat into playing my Sam list, right? Because so many events before, it is just me pushing a list on Pat. Like, that's why he played Asgard at the one LVO, right? I think that's how you got to Sam in the first place here, or Steve in the first place here. And I was just like, man, I keep pushing Pat into playing something, and then it doesn't go as well as I think it's going to do. So this time, I'm not going to do it. This time, I'm just going to let it go.
And it was actually doing really well. You just had the finish line set in the wrong spot.
Well, what's so fucking funny is, so the guy you played in round one, the other Avengers player, Michael, is a local and is largely playing my Sam list from the NorCal Classic after he and I talked a while at that event about like what the list does and how to do it. And so like you talking about, it's like, man, I wish I had his threes in that list. That could have happened if I had
No,
just
could be you.
it wasn't that different.
It wasn't that different.
It wasn't that different.
Wow, you
And
coached
it
two
was. It
different
wasn't like.
players to different levels of success. Wow.
I let you down, Pat.
No, it's fine. I just have to move to Sacramento. It's clearly the answer is I have to move to Sacramento.
Also, I would have. Yeah, I sort of wish that like this is impossible, but I would have had a lot better advice for you if I had played Carl Khan before you did, if that makes sense. Because like I came out of it with a much stronger feeling that like you can't like deathball as much anymore, and like you need to play more mid range and wider and stuff on how the crises work. And I think I would have been helpful for implementing that in your list, except I didn't know that until this event. I mean, I sort of suspected it, but I was kind of getting. I mean, I took a big break in spring, but then even over the summer when I played a few games, I was still doing okay with iHulk, and it wasn't until actually at this event that I was like, there are not a lot of circumstances where I actually want to play iHulk anymore.
Yeah, and like spoilers for your round 2 game, but Vince and I are reasonably convinced that playing iHulk there was part of your problem.
Oh yeah, I totally. I mean, so I told you this at the event, but I don't know if you remember or mentioned it in your commentary. But like, I was just like totally convinced that he was. So my opponent, Hyper Viper, had like a Guardians Asgard list. Like he could play reasonable lists of both. And I glanced at it and I was like, okay, it could be Guardians, but I'm like 99% sure that he's going to play Asgard. And I drafted expecting Asgard, and then he put out his Guardians thing, and I was like, oh. I have put the wrong models on the board. And
to be fair, I did the exact same thing the next round where I played Hyper Viper, and I was very certain that he was going to play Asgard, and then he played Guardians. Just my list doesn't look that different.
Yeah,
I don't have to make hard calls that way. And
like
also,
I literally. Go ahead. Sorry.
And also, I just think Asgard was correct, and he just played the wrong thing, and I got advantage of the list chicken.
Yeah, I don't know if in my case which one was like objectively right for him, but I definitely I literally maybe like a minute or 2 minutes before we revealed our lists, I like put away a list that did not have iHulk and redrafted my entire list. I was like, no, I have to commit to the Asgard thing I have, and then haha. So yeah,
I think
you were right.
correct.
iHulk was correct. iHulk was incorrect in that game for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's harder. I still think Hulk and iHulk are both very good models, but I think it's harder to play them right now than it ever has been.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, there was yeah.
Go ahead, Pat.
Well, no. So I just from talking to you guys and like seeing people talk about the game beforehand, I had picked up on that I was going to have to play wider, and so like I only played one Hulk game. And he died in 4 attacks, so that was cool. So like there was also I was like trying to do a different thing and not doing it well, and part of that was just like making execution mistakes also. So like
sure, yeah,
I think the result I had is basically as badly as it could have gone. There were several of my games that like if I was more on the ball in the moment, I had perfectly reasonable chances. So turns out you have to practice.
Seems lame, but you might
with a
be
crisis rotation. Like I think that could be.
Yeah, but I was hoping I could just wait until they rotated again. And then
you almost made it.
Could I get another crisis rotation like before January? How about that?
Because like with LVO moving and Adepticon being after the rotation, you actually almost like this was the one thing you almost dodged it.
Oh well,
that would be so sick.
Just skip an entire season of the game.
You just don't play when Demons is not legal.
Demons better not come back.
That would probably be bad for the game.
Vinsanity Curkov, how was your experience at QuarrelCon?
I did really well. I missed an 87%er to win the whole event, so I feel pretty good about how I did. I missed an uncontested pay to flip to win the game, and yeah. I don't know. Played Convocation twice. Like, what is this meta that we're playing? Right, Dormammu, most popular thing at CarlCon. And also I have to play 2 games against Convocation. It was overall really good. Had a lot of really, really close games. Like my game against Van round 2 came down to a contested McCran flip where he essentially just head tails me for the game. And it came up in my favor, which I appreciated. Because he just didn't play Crises and tried to blow me off the board, and it went very well. And I scored lots of points, and it almost didn't matter. It took a casual 11 on turn 1.
No. Oh.
Killed Nebula, left Fury on 1, killed the Grunts.
That's brutal.
Yeah, humans strong on turn 1. Who knew?
Yeah.
Especially in humans with a CGR.
Yeah, it was in humans with a CGR. So last episode, we talked a bunch about how CGR's dice are kind of similar to Black Bolt's dice. And he was like, what if I had 2 CGRs, or, look at it the other way, 2 Black Bolts?
Those are
yeah. It's strong.
Yeah, and stuff was scary. I think I literally won that game because I won priority and I picked my extracts. Because if he had Terra Genesis, he'd have beat me.
He could have whiffed.
I mean, he could have missed the 90% or whatever to Terra Genesis me. But yeah, I don't know. Like winning an event or doing well in an event has a lot of luck in it as well. And then like playing your way out of bad luck. I'm very excited for my first game on camera. My game against Sweepy, I think, is like one of the best games of MCP I've ever participated in. It's incredibly close, and I'm really excited to watch that game back with somebody else commentating it. I'm not going to commentate my own games. But yeah, overall, I had a really good time. Everybody was super chill and a cool opponent. I audibled the shield. I know at the time that we recorded last, everyone expected me to be on Spider Foes, but I was poking around with this shield list, and I ended up playing the really goofy looking shield list that was inspired by Jim
Gradwell.
I want to say England.
Gradwell.
Jim England.
He lives in England. His name is Jim Gradwell.
He's prime minister.
By Jim Gradwell. I made a couple changes to it to more suit my tastes, and I have all these spicy picks in the list. Like I'm playing Valkyrie and Widow 2 and Sif, and I played the same 6 models every single round because I only played 17. Played samples 4 of my 6 games.
That's crazy. Huh.
And I was really channeling Pete Williamson.
Yeah.
Because he was famous in Guild Ball for playing the same 6 models every single game. And I picked the same 5 models, one of which has grunts. So I picked the same 6 models at our event. And I thought the voodoo would get me through. But I just came up short.
Yeah.
And
Valiant effort, though.
So every game I played, Namor Fury, Zemo, Spectacular, Nebula. And I think in game 1 and game 6, Nebula was a mistake, which were both the convocation games. But don't play Nebula on Scoundrels. It's bad. Don't do that.
Yeah.
And in game 2, she just didn't kill anything, so she just came up short of actually having an activation that took an objective away from someone. So,
yeah, I think your little mini story arc here was super cool, just because you really did switch to the shield thing pretty late in the game, as far as preparing for an event goes. And then you still got 30 practice games because you play on TTS all the time, but
I had 12.
Okay,
that's similar to 30.
It's similar. It's closer to 30 than anybody else in this podcast got.
That's sure true.
That is definitely true.
And then I think it was cool to discover this list is good and that it's good in the meta and it suits your play style and is more fun and engaging for you than the Spider Foes thing was, because I know that became a problem. And also the list just doesn't get cucked by Doctor Strange, which I know was a big problem for you, is Doctor Strange just totally ruins your day.
Yeah, I had
which
to
is
play
not
against him a
problem.
couple times. It was rough.
But it's way less of a problem for the shield thing than the foes
Yeah.
thing. And I think it's just like there's a couple situations. I mean, you talked about like the Nebula thing, right? I think there's just a couple situations where even your lack of practice was catching up to you, right? Where like if you had gotten another 2 weeks to play this list going into CarlCon, right? Because like the Nebula was a late addition to the list.
Yeah,
anyway,
I had like
right?
going into this, I had like 3 games of Nebula, and then I was like, "Oh, let's just play her 6 more times."
And she did great. Like she deserves to be there, but
did.
not all the time, like you said, right?
Mhm.
And I think those little tiny decisions, if you had just a little bit more time to practice, could have made some of your wins more comfortable. Because I know you had a bunch of like very skin of your teeth, barely squeaking
Yes.
by games. I don't think you really had to stomp any round. I think all of your games were,
No,
at least the
Every
ones I
game was-
saw.
every game was incredibly close. The closest thing I had to a stomp was a game that I won like 16-14. And it was because I won that game off the back of like 2 incredibly back-breaking Eye in the Skies. Turns out, like, so there's a pinball table at CarlCon, which has the like, what is it called? Is it Murder World? What is the pinball theme?
Yeah, it's Arcade's place. I think it's
I don't know. Yeah, but it's like a pinball table. It has these
Murder World.
bumpers. It is Murder World. Okay.
it's that second win too.
Yes, it's
That's
it's the same like printed thing. It's the
Same
it's,
STLs.
It's Alex's picture in this podcast. He's
Mhm.
holding the head from Murder World.
It's me as Arcade.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that board has bumpers on it. Like they're like the bumpers of an arcade thing. And they're big and long and thin. And you can eye in the sky over them. And when you're using a wall crawler, like Spider-Man, you can have enormous blowouts by blocking line of sight and making it so that like the person can't really walk around the thing and also can't follow you over it because there's not enough clearance. And they like can't stand on the part that you walked over. So I just had 2 enormous blowouts in that game with Eye in the Sky, and one of them involved Spectacular holding 3 cubes.
Nice. Hell yeah.
And like you win by 2 points in a game where 3 cubes were on 1 character. That's the game right there, right? So I don't know. Yeah, everything was like I like barely won all my games. I played my way out of some rough dice, and then all of my good dice showed up in the Hyper Viper game where I just like diced the ever-loving heck out of him, which was fantastic. I LVO'd him. He asked me to switch off my Frelinger dice and play with my official AMG dice, and the AMG, oh boy, we don't get to show up in out of Vince's bag very often. Let's make him want to play with us more. And then they just like nothing but fire the entire game.
This is your favorite story to tell, and I know because every time you tell it, which is often, like not just about Hyper Viper, but the LVO, where like it gets more elaborate and creative. Like now these dice are speaking to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do your dice not speak to you?
Yeah, they tell me I'm an idiot.
Yeah. You got to talk back to them. You got to keep those guys in check.
No, they're my coach, unfortunately, and they're abusive. But it's like a whiplash situation. I'm going to become the best jazz drummer due to their.
Yeah, that was the moral of that movie.
That's correct. The moral of the story is that if you work really hard and an old guy abuses you, you will become the greatest.
Everyone will be very proud of you.
Yeah, everyone will clap. Literally, everyone will clap. That's what happened.
That's the end of that movie.
Isn't that what we were doing to Alex for a long time?
Clapping?
No, just being a bunch of old guys abusing him.
Yeah.
So
apparently we haven't abused him enough.
You
right.
haven't
Let's get
stopped,
on that.
Vince. I'm still in the goddamn podcast.
All right. 4 games of commentary for you.
No.
Get in the commentary minds.
No, thank you. Vince, I know you're not playing at Second Wind, but if you were, do you think you would play this shield list again?
Yeah, I would. I have like some tweaks I'm thinking about with it, but yes, I would probably play this exact same list. The Spider Woman I think is probably unnecessary, every time I've put her on the table, I've lost the game I've played her.
I think that character's ass. Never seen her
I
do
kind
anything.
of agree with you.
I mean, she's affiliated with you, right? So I mean, I
Yeah.
get why she's there, but
She's our
I
second
think-
best affiliated for.
Yeah, but I think she's ass. I've never seen that model do anything.
He has problems, that's for sure.
Yeah. She's a character that kind of relies on being tanky and is kind of soft. I probably pull her for Agent Venom. Because
Yeah, I think Agent Venom's better for sure.
yeah, it's about what you need the character to do, though, right? Like the idea is that you're only going to play that 4 threat in spots where so it's either competing with your splash, so it's competing with every 4 threat in the entire game. And like I'm not sure Agent Venom actually does that particularly well, except in very, very niche matchups like webs and the mirror.
Yeah.
Or it's for when Fury is terrible at the mission you're playing. And she does that job okay. So
When does
like
that
on
happen? Like when is Fury terrible at a
like
crisis?
very wide crises.
Oh, but you can take 2 extracts in one activation.
Yeah, so it's like it depends. So like if we hit what I guess like samples and a D shape, it can be pretty tough to play Fury for a lot of advantage. Samples is my crisis, and then we play like one of the D shapes that they have.
Okay, I could see that, I guess.
And it can get even more spooky if they pick like 16.
Yeah.
If they play like if we draw like if I take the greedy line and I pick my extracts being like they're only 16, and they hit
yeah,
and they trap me there, and Fury has to be 1/4 of my list.
Did you ever play against Dormammu? Like I know you were 17.
I did not, but also I haven't played against Dormammu in a while. My current build probably isn't terribly good into him, although we can reroll away our skulls, so it's not that bad.
I wasn't saying you were going to get dunked or anything. I was just curious what you would do into them. But
yeah, I don't know. So him being immune to stagger is like kind of a problem for the list because like that's how it handles kaijus. Is it like Namor just staggers it and then fights something else? Is usually how we deal with kaijus.
Yeah, but I think, well, I don't know.
And then Old Shield used to just Helios Dormammu off the table because lots of people were like, I figured out how to beat Shield.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, it's Dormammu. And then Dormammu only has 9 health because as soon as he flips, he's dead.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. I'm just a Dormammu hater right now, but it doesn't seem
I've
seem
made my
like they
name
have
being a
enough-
Dormammu hater. You don't have to convince me.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they have enough firepower really to deal with all of Shield. But anyway,
I think that's always kind of Dormammu's problem is that he looks good on paper and will do good some of the time, but is just ultimately lacking the raw power necessary to be consistent.
He just struggles to carry the weight of 8 threat. Like the character's like 7.4 threat.
7.4. I need to see your work. Like I'm like a math teacher. I need
Yeah,
to see
I
you
don't know.
write out the calculation for how you arrived at 7.4. Please don't actually tell me.
Okay. Alex, I've known you long enough to know that you didn't actually want to know the answer.
Definitely do not want to know. Is that the ending of your CarlCon recap?
Yeah. I had a good time. All my opponents were awesome. I got to play a bunch of really cool people. I had to put down a couple juicy boys, unfortunately.
Fucked up.
But, that's just what, the evil masterminds that run CarlCon told me to do. So that's what I did.
True. Sad, but true.
So yeah, come to CarlCon. It will be happening again next year. I will put an asterisk on that. We are thinking about changing the schedule of events.
Let's go.
Kind of with, it's like Fallout from LVO moving, right?
Yeah.
It's just kind of shaking up a bunch of stuff. And so we're talking about moving CarlCon to possibly earlier in the year. I don't think we have anything more specific than that. As soon as we know a date, you'll all know, be on our Discord. The announcements will be everywhere. But it's likely, fingers crossed, that the next one will be sooner than 365 days from now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And so we can
essentially.
adjust event schedules around
So we can move
LVO.
Second Wind off of my
flopping in the
birthday.
middle.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It might happen.
Augers.
We're thinking
Yeah, we're
about it.
trying to shuffle things
Free me.
around
Free me.
because LVO deciding to move 2 weeks before Second Wind. And like we could not move Second Wind, and I'm confident we'd still sell it out. But I
hate you.
I want MCP to like succeed, right? I don't want to directly compete with another event.
Well, and I want to go to LVO.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
We
going
wanna
to
go to
LVO.
Yeah, LVO is a good time. And so it's like, okay, how can we shuffle things and still be mindful of everyone? And I don't blame LVO. LVO was like, look at the best window to host any kind of tournament. October, right? A thing that we found out 8 years ago.
Free me.
They should just put LVO on Boss's birthday every year.
No.
All right.
Well, then I just won't go. That's easy. The problem with Second
No.
Wind being on my birthday is that
Is that it's also in town?
It's also in town, and a bunch of my fucking friends show up. I can't just be like, nah, I'll pass. But cool. So that was CarlCon. These were our CarlCon experiences. All of us went a record that had a 1 and a 5 in it. What?
I don't think that's true.
Did you?
What,
What was
because
your
you
record,
didn't?
Alex?
No.
5 and 1.
Okay,
Am
what
I
was Vince's
misremembering?
record?
5 and 1.
Okay, what was my record?
Well,
5
okay,
and
you
1?
didn't play though.
You know,
Oh, you said all of us.
Yeah, everybody who played.
Am I not part of the group?
Your
Not anymore.
record is Nan. It's just like it's a calculator that's having trouble. What should we talk about next?
Let's
Viewers,
talk about hot takes.
type on the comment section
You want to do
below.
the goof or hot takes?
Let's do hot takes and end with the goof. I like ending.
Okay.
with the
Okay,
goof.
fine. We'll do hot takes. Let me crack open the fucking MCPD.
So-
yeah, let me
I'm gonna-
pull out my
I'm-
range and start cooking the takes.
I was gonna say, here's a question, Vince. How many games with the new models have you played?
I have 3. Oh, 4 if you count them being played against me, because I played against the CS ones.
Yeah,
4.
that counts. Okay. I have played 1 game with the new models. At and or bots, how many of the new cards have you read?
I've read all of them several times. I have not played
Okay.
any games with the new models though.
Pat, how many of the cards have you read?
So I was in the airport. I had some time in the airport, and I opened the tab with some of the spiders, and then I read some of it. And then there was a second set of spiders.
And then more.
And 3.
Yeah,
defender
well, so
guys.
there was a second set of spiders, and then some work for me to do on the DICE website. But
Yes.
I assume there were models attached to that.
Yes.
I didn't read those. I did not read those.
We just made up that rule to torture you.
Yeah. So some.
Cool, great. Let's.
Do we want to do spiders or non-spiders first?
Let's do non-spiders first.
What
'cause I
is
think
what
it'll
is
be
the
short.
CP of the non-spiders?
Oh, that's a great question.
It's
the one that has
is
Ronin in it.
168.
168.
I'll go with this one. I have big thoughts on this box. I
really?
think this box is great. And I think it's going to be unappreciated because a lot of what makes it good is boring, hard to understand math things. Right? Or just like, so I think to make past life easier, Ronin and Ekko, I think are really good. Tigra, I think, is mid to bad. I have
Okay.
nothing. She's
I would agree.
fine, but nothing about her looks special to me. Ronin and Ekko look great. And they look great in the way like affiliated workhorse models or affiliated models you're excited to play. Look, like I don't think either will get splashed anywhere. There's maybe an argument for Ekko if if Zemo ever gets nerfed, the thing that we keep thinking will happen at some point and never does. I think she might steal some of his spots where he was getting splashed, but probably not. I think you mostly just play them affiliated. But what they do is really good. I think so. Ronin, is the one I played. It's the one I'm most excited about of any of the 9 new releases, I think. Partially because everybody's just like, oh, this guy looks bad, and he's very boring. And I'm just like, you guys are wrong and unimaginative. The cool shit about Ronan is he feels like a slightly different version of Logan, the Wolverine, where he has really good damage output. The combination of Pierce and Spectre of Death, which is just Warrior of Legend on Valkyrie, makes his math really strong. Like he just punches hit really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he has so much free mobility in his kit, right? This is the other thing I like about it. People's like, oh, he's just Blade, right? He's just got, physical piercing attacks like Blade does, and he's got the same gun that Blade has, which is true. He does have Blade's gun, which is not the most exciting gun, but he has 2 things that makes it so much fucking better than Blade's, right? Having Hook Arrow for 2 power makes his play pattern so much better than Blade's. If he gets displaced off a point, he can just shoot the gun. If he gets the pursuit, great. Now I have 2 power to Warrior of Legends sword your ass. If I don't, I have 2 power to Hook Arrow on, and you get a normal builder. But he's going to get back on the point, right? Like you can't stop him from hitting one of his 2 mobility things to get back on the point. It's just how much damage does he do while getting there, which is not an option Blade has, especially if Blade doesn't have bump, right? Obviously, if Blade has bump, it's a little different, but just regular Blade-ass Blade, if he gambles on the pursuit and misses, he's got to walk his ass over there or try again, right? Ronan's gun feels like a free roll. Also, Ronan's gun can get Warrior of Legend. Like, if he just wants to stand still and shoot folks, he can just crank him with a 4 dice Warrior of Legend, which isn't like the most exciting attack, but as far as like waffle activation goes, it's pretty good. And then on top of that, he's got like the Logan beam, right? It's not as good as Logan's beam, but it's still a beam 3 6 dice pierce that also teleports him, right? So he can like place himself to set up a perfect beam down the line, teleport over there, then sword a dude or hit a dude or pursuit or whatever. Like he has so much mobility on top of his damage, on top of his durability, right? He does. Okay. He's got martial artist stealth, which is solid, but not the most exciting, right? It's a combination we've seen a bunch of times on like Spider-Woman and things like that. And it's never as tanky as you want it to be. The one upside he has, he's the only one that is 6/6 health. All the other martial arts stealths are 6/5. He gets an extra hit point on top, which is definitely not nothing. He's not tanky, but he's durable enough for what he needs to do.
I think he's the highest hit point stealth character in the game. There's no 5-threat stealth, right? It depends on how you want to quibble, because I guess Cassandra has pseudo stealth.
Yeah, she's got.
And she has more hit points.
Yeah, she's 7/6.
Yeah.
But still, like for what he's got more hit points than you would expect for his defensive profile.
I think an important part that you left out about like being able to martial artist the blades is that he's shooting outside of stealth.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah, like is that he's shooting people that can't shoot him back.
Yeah, I guess I didn't realize how big of a damage boost Warrior of Legend is, even for small dice pools. Doing the gun twice, if you can pay for Spectre of Death both times, is pretty strong. Oh, that's good.
And like the downside of this character is that all he does is damage, right? Even Logan, the Wolverine, has a single throw in his kit, which Ronan does not, right? Which I think is what will stop him from ever being like, he's not going to be a Shang-Chi, he's not going to get splashed a bunch, but he does a lot of damage. And also, that's not something Avengers have. Like, if you look at Avengers 3s and 4s, they do not do incredible damage. They're all average damage, control, bruisery, utility pieces. And so I think just for that alone, he's a very interesting person offering a giant affiliation, something they somehow haven't had before now.
Yeah.
The dude's kind of spooky when you put other mods on him.
Uh-huh.
Like when you put Steve 3 on him, like this guy seems tailor-made for Steve 3. Where you're like, oh, I have a hit. I would like to make that a wild, and then that wild makes another thing a hit.
And also I'm piercing you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that seems good.
So it's like pay a power, pick up 3?
Yeah.
That seems kind of nuts.
Uh-huh.
Also, like, the guy is a pseudo charge model for Steve 1. Like, the model's kind of spooky in Steve 1.
Absolutely. Free grappling hook is really strong.
Because you can,
turn 1 grappling hook is really strong.
Yeah, you can grapple turn 1, or if you really want to get spicy, you can walk Warrior of Legend, the Hawk's Blades,
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which I think like might be better.
Oh.
I don't know the math on it. Is Warrior of Legend Hawk's Blades better than Builder?
I think
Surprised me,
it is
but-
better. It is better than Builder.
Really?
Yeah. Mhm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was
I guess
surprised by.
yeah.
If you-
So that's interesting. I'm really mad the guy's not Shield. I don't understand why he's Avengers Defenders.
oh no,
and
sorry,
not
it is,
Shield.
sorry, it's worse than the Builder by a little bit. I must have clicked something poorly earlier. That's my
Okay.
bad. But
Okay.
it's very similar, but slightly worse.
Yeah. Yeah, this dude would rip in your current shield list if he was if
Yeah,
like
if he
your
was
spider
affiliated,
win problem goes away. You just play this dude.
right? And he might take. He might be better into spiders than Agent Venom is, just because of how much damage he can do up and over plus Pierce. The dude does a ton of damage, and if you can stack rerolls on him, yeah, it gets scary really, really quick.
He's
Uh,
Mr. Swords, and he swords real good.
I think you're gonna play him in Steve 1 a little bit, Steve
Mhm.
3 quite a bit,
Mhm.
and Defenders, if it's Daredevil led, a ton. This guy hits so gosh darn hard in Daredevil's Defenders.
The other thing I'll say about him specifically in Steve 3, which I do think is his best, is that I think his card is kind of not good. It's 3 power, and his sword gets Wild Flurry for a turn, and his gun gets hit rapid fire for a turn. And so, like, Wild Flurry is really good, for sure. But 3 power just to play the card is a lot of money on a character who has good uses of his power. And, like,
Yeah.
if you play the card, make your 2 attacks, don't get a wild on any of them, you're going to be really sad. Steve 3 at least guarantees one of those 2 wilds. So, like, in the Steve 3, he's guaranteed to chop 3 or 4 times, which starts adding up. I'm still not sure if that's worth a card slot, right? Tactics cards are, you only get 5 of them. They need to be really powerful. This is all right. Like, I think it'd be more interesting if I thought there was more of a kaiju problem, where I'm just like, Steve 3 needs to kill a Hulk. I'm going to start a turn with Ronan standing next to Hulk. Chop, 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 chop. Take a big chunk out of him. But I just don't think that's a situation that comes up very often, so I don't think I'm playing the card. But if I was going to, I feel like it's like a Steve 3 or bust kind of card.
So, like, the issue with the card is that you kind of have to have 5 power to want to play it.
Mm-hmm.
And be in a position where you can you have multiple targets to attack within 2 to start, or have another 2 power and have grappling hook. Because like so little of his kit is like paying the power sacrifices so much of his damage. So if you can't access the other things, it's not as strong. And then one of the things that is different about Spectre of Death versus Warrior of Legend that is a tick in the favor of this card is that it's so when you hit the flurry, you can Warrior of
Oh, yeah, they changed the timing step of it versus Valkyrie's Warrior.
right, which is the difference between the 2 abilities. So like that does make the card a little bit more appealing than it initially seems. But I still think that like it not like his builder not having like natural mobility on it means that you kind of, if you're going to hit the wilds, you need to just have a ton of on the guy, but also not have people grouped up in a way where the beam is good.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of my thought process, which is like one big guy, right? Is that you're going to have a thing to sink all of your attacks into. Is like the easiest way to make that happen. But
he's
I
cool.
don't know.
People are absolutely sleeping on him. Why isn't he in Shield?
His play pattern is great. He feels way cooler on the table than I think he reads for a lot of people. So if you're on the fence, just play some games with him. He moves so much all the time. He just gets to zip around the board. And it's nice. Having a pursuit gun with your guaranteed backup grappling hook is great. It's just so nice to not be like, man, I hope this pursuit hits or I'm screwed. It's just like, oh, pursuit hit. Wonderful. Extra value.
Yeah.
Also, when you Warrior of Legend Pursuit, or when you Warrior of Legend the gun, the Pursuit becomes hyper light because the Pursuit is also on crit and wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy seems cool.
Yeah.
I don't.
Uh,
You
guess
said people were not stoked on him?
yeah,
Because people think
kind of-
he's like Blade, which is like the most ridiculous take. He's nothing like Blade.
That seems a little strange to me.
Well, so he is missing things people usually look for immediately, right? Like he has no displacement, right? He's
Mhm.
all physical attacks, and that's it. He only does damage. I get why there's initial skepticism for his design because it's not the type of character we've seen be crazy successful. Usually, people want utility, they want throws, they want cool superpowers that does stuff, right? All he does is damage, but boy howdy, I think his numbers are efficient. Like I saw people compare to like Gwenpool too, which I don't think is correct because her damage output only looks similar if you don't understand like how Warrior of Legend works. And then she also has the double problem of her hook arrow doesn't work if she's holding an extract, right? And she also doesn't have a pursuit gun. Her only mobility is her gutter space thing, whereas this guy has two other sources of mobility that he's happy to use all the time. So like I can get, if you just read like one-to-one superpower comparisons, he's similar to things we've seen before, right? We've seen hook arrow before. We've seen his first two attacks are just blades to attacks, right? Like we've seen the pieces before, but I think people are undervaluing the combination that's here.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that makes
Which
sense.
I think is an interesting parallel to Tigra, who I don't think we're going to talk about that much, where like she has cool new stuff we haven't seen before, but I don't think is very good.
Yeah.
His art is
She's not bad, but
I think you can play her in Defenders, and she's okay. In Daredevil Defenders, I think she's an okay 4 threat.
I think she's okay in Avengers as well. Obviously,
is she an Avenger as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sucks if her pounce was cost 2. I think she'd be very interesting in like a Steve 1
I think
list.
she'd be really strong if her pounce was cost 2, because she counts as size 3 during the pounce. It's Goblin's pounce.
Well, okay.
And it goes medium.
Yeah, going medium is a big deal. She counts as size 3 if she's starting on terrain and ends off the terrain, which I don't think we got a ruling, but I did see a kind of hint from Thoris that like your final landing spot has to be off the terrain. So if somebody's like hugging the building you're on top of, you can't size 3 pounce them.
That's so sad.
And she doesn't have wall crawler. So she's a long mover, but to get up onto a building, she has to climb and then leap back down. So there's a lot of cost for her to get her cool ambush off. I still think it's good because it goes medium, right? Even just a size 2 medium pounce is pretty good, but I don't think it would be a problem if it costed 2. The things I do like about this character is the long move is really good. Long move plus medium pounce, plus her spender randomly teleports her 3.
Her spender seems like the best part of her.
Yes, the spender is my favorite part. It's cheap.
Builder's good too.
The builder's solid. It being range 3 is very nice for sure. Like she's very fast, and with both the medium pounce and her spender teleporting her for cheap, like her spender is cheap as fuck, which is great. She does get to move around a lot, which I think is good, but that's kind of all she does. And I don't think that like she has like the bad Zemo counterattack. She has a defensive reroll bubble that she doesn't benefit from, and she has awkward stealth. And then you can't reroll against her, which are all like totally okay superpowers, but nothing there is getting me jazzed. And so it's just like, I'm not jazzed about anything her attacks besides kind of the spender. I think her pounce is okay to good. I think there's a bunch of cool, cute superpowers, but it doesn't like form a whole that gets me excited.
Yeah, I totally get why you're not excited about the character, but I think the character is like fine to good.
Yeah, totally.
I think a player affiliated in Defenders, and that's it.
Yeah.
I just wish her cool pounce thing was easier to pull off. There's like one too many caveats with it. That
I just wish empathic aura affected herself.
I would also be down for that.
Make her a little bit more durable. It's interesting that they did a triple bubble kind of thing where it's like only half of the bubble. I think that's interesting.
Yeah, I do think if they were going to tweak if they wanted another idea for tweaking like Zemo, making
Oh, they're
his
stealing my
like,
idea.
attacks only, or even other characters' attacks only, would really change him and like keep him relevant, but really tone down the pain of double bubble.
Mm-hmm. And also name it something else so that Hydra can have a bubble and a half, and then Shield can only have bubble and a half.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. And her card is not good.
Yeah,
I think all of the totem cards have been bad so far. They're interesting
Why are there 2 cards now that say totem on them?
because they're cards that you play, and they make you mystic attack all around, and as well.
And it's tied into this weird ass Spider-Man storyline that nobody likes, but some people pretend to.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it's one of the storylines that like creates a Spider-Verse, right?
Yeah, but it's so goofy and clunky and like it's way too. I don't like Spider-Man.
Way too comics
be
about it?
mystical, right? Like he's not a magic hero. He should be either grounded or sciency. But like it gets really magically and mystically, which in a way that I'm sure some people like, but that's not what I want out of Spider-Man. But also, I'm not a big Spider-Man fan, so like, what the fuck? Who cares about my opinion?
Yeah, that's a good point. Moving on.
Let's talk about Ekko. Yeah.
Ekko, I think a lot of people will poo-poo, but I think is an incredibly important piece that is a huge deal.
Those are big words.
So
Yeah, explain.
she's criminals, and she's a 3 threat, and she's not terrible. She is the second best 3 threat in criminals.
Who's the best?
Black Cat.
Oh, yeah, okay, so it's the best stabby 3 threat in criminals?
Yeah,
well, just like look at the list of criminals 3s. It's rough.
It's like it's Hood or Shocker are her competition.
Yeah, I thought people were kind of hot on Shocker.
No, it was just Vince.
It's just me. Vince? Yeah, I like Shocker in that faction, but
I guess I sort of assumed. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of like the way old criminals were, where having Shocker stand around was like potentially valuable. But yeah, if you want to like Shadowlands people, this seems like a good 3.
I mean, she's a long mover with charge, which is just like a great place to start. There's not a lot of those, right? A lot of things on this chassis have like a grappling hook, right? Like you compare to like Viper or Black Cat or Mystique, who doesn't have any additional mobility. She's a long move charge with a range 4 gun. So like if she really needs to reach out and touch someone, she's very capable of doing that with Wall Crawler to boot. So she really zips around.
Oh, I missed that part.
Yeah, she double taps from very far away. The other thing is that is like unintuitive is that how Death Dancer functions with other abilities in the game. So Death Dancer is her like unique mechanic where in the modified dice steps she gets to either change one of her phases to a hit or a shield based on whether she's attacking or defending for every crit in your opponent's roll. And this is like a weird thing that I'm going to get Curkovian about. Where it kind of makes your opponent's dice bad, because as long as you have faces to change, their crits kind of don't count.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you.
Right, and this also, so with the initial roll, it's like the crit cancels out, like, so let's say you have 1 block and 2 blanks, right? And so if they roll a crit, you get to convert one of yours, and then they have a 50-50 thing. But if that 50-50 is a crit, you convert another one. And then on rerolls, it makes your dice really bad to try to like kill her with, because you don't get it's like the face just doesn't matter. So this is kind of similar to, it's like a worse version of your opponent's crits don't count.
What did you mean by when you reroll the face doesn't matter?
Yeah.
So if your opponent has rerolls, right? Like if the Zemo punches you, he has no crits in the initial roll, you block 1. He uses Master Swordsman, rolls 2 crits into his pool. You then get to pick up 2 of your defense dice and make them blocks. And those crits aren't exploding to give them a chance.
Oh, I see. But
so like re-rolling into defense, a crit.
It's on defense and offense for her.
No, but that particular thing Like she can only
Yes.
modify her attack dice after the first defensive roll because their rerolls
Oh
will
yes,
come
correct.
afterwards.
Yes.
So like
Yeah.
on defense,
That's okay.
it's,
That's what I was not understanding.
I see
yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah. The it's all weird, and you have to know the timing step, but it makes her math really goofy, and then it
Mhm.
gets even goofier with her fucking spender, where their
Yeah,
crits
right.
don't count as successes or explode, and
Yeah.
but they help you out.
Yeah. So you want them to actively roll crits.
Mhm.
The thing
Yeah,
I like
it's hard
about this
to-
character. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's hard for me to like picture how much that affects the math, but
Yeah,
the
that's
fact
why
that
we're
it's
badgering Pat.
Yeah, the fact that it's free seems very good.
So that was the thing
Yeah.
that really surprised me. Yeah, it's just like I'm reading this, I'm like, oh, that seems really good, and it's just like in my head, I assume it's going to cost like 1 or 2 power, right? Like arrogance costs 1 and whatever, and then just like it's free. And then you look at this character's power economy, and she's just going to spend her all the fucking time forever.
Yeah.
The only thing she has to spend on is charging and spendering. That's all
And
she
it's-
spends power for.
And it's really nice that the bonus dice on the builder or the gainer doesn't require her to gainer twice. It just requires her to have attacked at all. So you can spend her into gainer and get the 3 dice.
Yep.
Mhm. Yes.
And it means
Oh,
her
yeah.
charge turns, like also, so when you do charge with her, always start with the gun, right? It's just a
What?
better attack than her gainer.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, if you only have 2 power, right? Or you
Yeah.
don't have enough to charge your spender, you're going to use the gun because it's just better. And then you get a 4 die. They can't mod with Death Dance, which is some amount of good math we don't know, but seems good on paper. And then you get to
Yeah.
bop them with a 7 die Death Dance, which feels great. And that 7 die Death Dance feels like it's going to make you a bunch of power. And this character, she's just going to have so much power. Like she just gets to do whatever she wants all the time.
Why do you think she's going to be so
Wait.
flush? Because she's on
Yeah.
double gainer. You know that.
Oh, it is a gainer. Okay. Right.
Okay.
Sorry. In my head right there, I was thinking builder for the, but no. Okay.
Like if she gets
Yes.
attacked, she's going to be
Yeah.
flush. But if
Yes.
like she's
No, you're right.
power in the power phase, 2 attacks and charge, she's only up 1 every turn.
Yeah. I forgot it was a gainer. I'm glad it's a gainer.
That does seem better.
It also means her 4 die attacks can't whiff her power. So like
Yes. She's
Yeah,
very
And-
she's consistent at least.
she's also a pseudo stealth character that can shoot outside of stealth.
Mhm.
Because she has the on the prowl thing where if she's it's like a it's like the thing Nightcrawler has.
Yep.
I think this character is a big deal for Shadowlands. I think she's decent in Kingpin. I think she'll be good in other Daredevil 1, in Defenders.
Mhm.
I think she's going to be a role player in Faction, and that's probably it. She also just like looks like a shield model, like in that she's like double gainer, has like weird utility on her, has a really strong spender, but kind of middling everything else.
Man who has only seen Boss Baby. This movie is giving me real Boss Baby vibes right now.
I do think for me it's hard to tell where I want to splash her until I can see more of the math, right? Because if I can see how her math stacks up to other characters and like how much do rerolls help it, things like that. Does she go goofy in like Red Skull 3 or something, right? And having Reality Gem does goofy things to it.
She's a gainer character. There's no way.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, but I just like it's hard for me to know. Does she beat out unaffiliated options until I have a better picture of what the math of Death Dancer is? But I think affiliated. Like this kid is just sick. You can't really ask for more.
I think she's really good into the rerolls factions. I think she's good into Web Warriors because she has the
Yes.
gun that says no mods.
Yep.
Right, and then I think she's really good into factions that are playing offensive rerolls because of how bad she makes your offensive rerolls.
Yep.
It's crazy that all 3 of these models in this box are just Blade.
I don't think
Man
any of
who
them
has
are
only
Blade.
seen
I
Boss
hate the
Baby.
Blade comparison. Yeah.
Ronan, Blade, we already covered it. They bleed, and he's got the same attacks everywhere.
Yeah.
He's got
Tigra,
one the same attack.
Sell me on this
threat
Tigra thing.
with 4/3/4 defenses
Uh-huh.
and range 3 spender and pierce
Uh-huh.
and a condition, and then Ekko.
God.
It's Blade because I forgot why was it Blade. Oh yeah, because there's
Spender medium move?
a medium move on the spender. That's correct, and a range 4 gun.
Great. Ekko's card is, I think, okay, but
Yeah,
not
it's fine.
strong enough. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, except I don't think it's strong enough to make your 5. It's cheap. Both the effects are good. It gives Daredevil weird stealth. It gives her count blanks.
Right.
Both cool
Can this
things to
be-
have, but like,
This can only be played with Daredevil 1, right? Yeah.
yes.
In Defenders,
Also, Daredevil 2
it
has
wouldn't be
stealth.
insane for all 5 of your models to have stealth, or for all your models to have stealth except for Daredevil. You're playing like her,
sure,
Ronin, some other amount of stealth models. So it could do that. I also kind of think Radar Sense makes her... So it like makes Death Dance kind of worse. Because you're less likely to have a face to change.
I mean,
But
it
also
does
makes her
make
really
it
durable.
worse, but it's
That's
going to
just
make her more durable. Like,
Vince.
she's going to be more
That's-
durable, counting blanks.
I said that, yeah.
That's dumb. Vince.
You're just
You
not
can't say that.
maximizing the value. Oh,
But
you're putting
there's
things.
only 2 faces on the dice you can mod.
No,
The
I
odds of Death
understand,
Dance-
Vince, but like it doesn't. If it makes her more defensive, you can't just whatever, man.
But, okay, so like, yes, right. It like in theory makes her more tanky,
Not
but it
in
also
theory. Get the in theory out of
yeah,
here.
yeah.
right,
in
it
practice.
makes her more tanky, but it also removes her other defensive ability. It'd be like if you played a card for Miles Morales that said he counts blanks but loses his.
Yeah, but it just doesn't matter. Like it's like if you picture a game where your integer is 3. All right, you're working with the number
No,
3,
it affects
and
how
then you play a card
evaluate
that
the
says
card.
-1 + 2, and you're like, damn, that really takes away from the 3. It's like, yeah,
Also-
I mean, I guess.
No, hold
but
on.
you end up at 4.
No, it's
Okay,
exactly
Vince has
like
a
what you're
point.
Yeah,
Hold on.
thank you.
Let me defend you, Vince, because you can't defend yourself. The point he's trying to make is that if you just saw vanilla model, right, and then you say, oh, it gains radar sense, how much more survivable it makes vanilla model is different than how much more survivable it makes Ekko.
That's
So
correct.
this
That's what I'm
radar
trying to say.
sense is worse than other radar senses
see.
as far as
Okay.
upping the value of the model.
But I still don't think it takes away death.
It doesn't. No,
No,
listen, he
it
presented his
doesn't take
argument
away-
bad, but he's correct.
Okay, I guess. I mean, yeah, I agree the card is bad. Why? I asked why it was called Parts of a Whole, like
Yeah.
HOLE, and
Uh-huh.
the only response I got was someone posting the comic cover where it also says Parts of a Whole. That's
Uh-huh.
not an explanation. I just.
That is the explanation, though. They just
But
not
why
so
did they call?
Prowler.
Okay, so
Let's talk
why
about
did they
Prowler.
call? Why did they call it Parts of the Whole in the comic?
Go to a Comic-Con where the author is and ask him in
I
person.
just don't think they should be talking about a nice lady like Ekko like that.
Yikes.
I could be talking
Anyway.
about Daredevil's hole. Prowler.
Yeah, I could
Let's
do
do
this.
the one Spider Foe CS model before I complain about webs for an
Prowler.
hour.
169.
Prowler good.
Yeah.
Yeah, is Prowler good?
Now this is a character that is flush with power.
Hey,
This character has nothing to spend his power on other than charge.
What? I don't agree with that.
Okay,
Oh, it's
well,
another
you're
fucking
right.
blade.
I can do better is just not on his card, as far as I'm concerned. That does not do anything. I don't think you
No, but
ever
I think
use
his
it.
spender is great.
Yeah, no, I understand, but like he can only spend her in charge. That's it.
Sure. Yes.
'Cause he
Wow, you can only
uses her
spend
thing.
6 power a turn.
I mean, technically 10 because you can spend her twice.
Yeah,
if you have
exactly.
10. But like, I think the
He
character
can only
will
spend
spend
all
her-
of his
I think what
power.
I'm trying to say is the character will spend her a lot.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, that's
evaluating this
good.
character, you should read, you're right, I can do better. You should realize there's no fucking universe that should cost 2 power and forget it exists unless it's a role that will like win you the game.
I mean, I think it's also a thing where like
wait.
you might
I feel
use
like you would
it.
use it on the builder, like when it can get you power back, and you like your first roll was going to do nothing.
Yeah, if you like scuff out a roll, like maybe like there'll be corner
Especially-
cases where you use it, but like you don't use it very
especially
much.
if you both like you and your opponent both roll no successes, like your
Sure, yeah.
attack
Yes,
flops. but your
absolutely.
roll-
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
freest
yeah.
roll in the world.
yeah.
I guess I'm being, not
But I mean, I
but-
agree. I agree. It's expensive, and like I definitely prefer the strange version where it's free.
Strange
Yeah.
version is fucked and should
Yes.
cost power.
Yeah,
If the strange version costs 2 power, I don't know if I would have a.
Even one.
Yeah,
just
because you would be
fucking one
ass.
power.
Anyway,
Yeah, we're not talking about strange. Yeah, I think the rest of his kit is like perfectly good.
Shoots out
Right.
of stealth again. Hell yeah! This is like the theme of all. The character shoots outside of stealth.
It's also great because he has the Killmonger 2 gun, but it's actually like good
It's actually like
Oh
useful.
yeah.
because it just says you can't mod, whereas Killmonger says if you're within 2, they can't mod.
I wish, man.
And they have the
I
same
wish-
name of Covert Armament, which I think makes it even funnier.
I wish Brotherhood was good because this would be so cool to play in Mystique, but then you have to spend the rest of the game playing Mystique.
The interaction with the Mystique leadership is very cool.
Yeah.
What's up, Pat?
These set of models all feel like they're playing like fucking Mad Libs with abilities.
It
Like-
sure does. They like all have charge or pseudo charge, don't they?
Well, they all have like stealth or pseudo stealth. They all have these stupid ass 4-die guns that are range 4 and have like one weird trick that isn't that weird. And then
Right,
they all have like
range 3 spenders.
yeah, and like movement on the spender. Like these models
My
all
mom would
are
always
like
get mad at
kind
me
of
when
the
we were
same.
playing Mad Libs when I was a kid, and I would just keep saying stealth and charge for all the.
I mean, you're not wrong, Pat. I don't know, like
Yeah,
like
no,
if
I mean, I agree with
if
you. I
you
mean,
just like took all the art and names away and were like, tell me what the theme of these models are, they're just like generic dudes.
yeah.
and then
I
if
don't
you
know.
put the art back, you're like, they're just generic spider dudes.
Well, yeah, and this
But
one's
they
a
play
tiger,
good.
but don't
I mean, the
really ask
thing-
why.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
So it's like it's like pick the one that's affiliated and ignore it otherwise.
Well, I think they're all different enough that there's choices to be made here because, like, okay, so like Ronin only does damage, as we talked about, right?
Sure, yes,
Prowler here
he's
has
arguably
utility.
the most different.
Yeah. Prowler, I think, has interesting utility here in both getting to interact for free the first time or getting a refund. It's quite good, right? Like
It
that
is.
ability just kind of rules, and I would like to see it on more characters. I think it's just really interesting what he can do with that. And then he has actual displacement. He's the first character we have seen today that has displacement.
This is true.
I think I don't really believe this, but I want to believe this, that the reason all of these things have charge is because they've realized 5 years into their game or whatever that models that have to move as one of their actions are boring as shit. And that
I mean,
it's
they
a
are
it's
significantly
a
less
fundamental flaw with their game system, and they're like, okay, fine, we'll just correct it. Every model will have charge from now on forever.
It is really funny how many long move charge models we're getting. When they've
Yeah.
been kind of stingy with that combination before. And then he has wall crawler too, so he just gets to zip around. Yeah, I don't know.
Does every
this
one of these characters have action compression except for what, like Noir? And
Yeah, it's
Ham?
everybody but Noir. I'm pretty sure it is everybody but Noir.
Ham doesn't either, but
Well, he kind of does with Webline.
oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
right.
he could. You can flip a coin to see if he does or not. But yeah,
I think it's hard for me to tell where Prowler is going to see a lot of play because he is just kind of a dude who does things. Like he's definitely efficient at pay to
he's a
flips.
pay to flip
but
god.
Kind of. But like he
Kinda.
doesn't.
he's a
I
pay to
know.
flip guy.
Yeah.
He can one pay to flip for free. He's no Hydra grunts now.
Well, he
It's
pay to
calmed down.
flips for free, and so on turn one he pay to flips for free, and on turn flips for free, assuming you did 1 damage
Mhm.
Yeah.
with your 2 attacks, and he's a long mover.
Yeah.
There's a
Okay,
very
I mean,
good reason. I promise you in playtest, this refund was not once per turn, and they played him a bunch, and it absolutely had to go to once per turn.
Well, yeah, that would be broken. But I mean, it is already really good that just like on turn one, he can flip 2 things. Depend on many of the pay to flips, not all of them, but like he can.
Yeah,
just
like
walk,
on
flip.
like I think you'll see this guy on McCran and Emperor, and you'll see him go walk, flip home, walk, flip enemy,
Quite possibly. Yeah.
and then just kind of be in a spot where most things can't shoot him, or he'll get like attacked once or twice, and then punch and try to flip and spend her.
Yeah.
His card's super interesting.
Yeah,
I have
so
a
I
question
think-
about the timing of
Oh,
and
I
how
forgot
it
about
works.
his card. What is it again?
Okay. Because yeah, I think the card is a big
Oh, right. It's
part
this
of his
one.
power.
Yeah.
What's the question?
Okay, when do you okay, the card has 2 modes, right?
Uh-huh.
All right, one is mission, the reactive side of mission objective. Somebody Prowler can catch it.
Yep. It's like Yande's thing.
Yeah. The other one is you can modify pay to flip stuff.
Mhm.
When do you play the card?
Immediately after rolling dice.
When he rolls
It's
dice, while
after rolling
interacting
the
with a
dice?
secure-
Yes, it's after rolling
secure
dice.
objective. Yeah.
Does it say after
Yeah,
rolling the
it
dice?
says
might
when
be
he
bad
rolls
When he
dice.
rolls dice.
You have to play it between the point when the dice leave your
hand
and
they settle.
the
Yeah.
point when they stop rolling.
You just have to yell high-tech heist as you were rolling the dice.
That's
High-tech heist!
I think the only time this matters is that you would have to do it before the re-roll on Guardians if you're holding an extract.
I'm not even sure that's true.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Why? Why do you
it's-
think that?
So
I bet that's the intent anyway. But does
Because the reason I ask that question is because there's no timing step for interacting.
there
yeah,
isn't like there's not like a thing that's like
It's not
mean,
like
there's
there is
not-
for attacking.
yeah, there's not like a
modify
table
dice
because
stuff.
there's just the window when
Right.
they happen. Yeah.
And arguably, like, even let's pretend that there is. This is a modify. It's in the same step as the other modify.
No,
it-
maybe there isn't a modify step.
Yeah.
There
Like,
isn't.
there's no
I agree
step.
that there isn't a modify step.
I don't know. Maybe he can. I don't think it really matters. And we have
If
5
it's
more models
after
to
he
get
rolls
through,
the
so-
dice, I think this card slaps.
It's after. I can guarantee you, it's after he rolls dice.
it is after he rolled it for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
think the
what
card's
else?
great.
If it's not after you roll dice, what are you changing?
Well, I think Vince would be arguing that like you have to call your
You
shot.
have to, you
Yeah,
have
you
to
play
do
it
it before you
when
know whether
he,
you need
like-
any modification. But I think
So that
clearly,
when he
automatic
rolls
modification.
dice could also be rewritten as when he rolled dice.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I'm going to roll dice. I play the card.
But no, it's
anyway,
after dice.
But
If it's after dice, this card.
It's
is
after
correct.
dice.
Yeah, it just means
I would.
that
I want it to be after dice. I want
It's
the card
after
to be
dice.
good.
Fucking-
Stop arguing with me.
anyway.
So the card's good. It sounds like.
Yes.
Card's good. It
Yeah.
just means you can pay a power to for sure 100% win a flip, even if they have all 10 of their models on top of it.
How many
Well,
times have you
that's
lost
not
a
true,
tournament because
but-
of a pay to
Well, I
flip?
guess, yeah, sorry, but yeah.
Hold on now.
Yeah, how many times has Vince lost a tournament finals because he failed to pay to flip? At least
And
one.
then I can pay
Definitely
one
would have
power
had
and not
Prowler in
fail.
your list for that matchup.
I mean, maybe they'll change their mind and make him shield affiliated. I'd play this model.
I know you would,
you
but he's
would.
not going to be shield affiliated.
I know. We don't get
Anyway.
nice things.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's good in CS. I think he's kind of interesting for CS. I think he's interesting for foes. He's a weird little utility man that I think is good, but is weird to figure out how he fits into a list. It
think
is
it's kind of
cool.
Interesting if you're on all pay to flips and you're looking for that. I also kind of think so. If Web Warriors, we'll get into this. If Web Warriors weren't so cracked,
Mhm.
mission objective is an absurdly strong.
Yeah.
And a team that can go up on extracts and threaten to win the game and go, the first time you make me drop an extract, I don't drop it, is an incredibly strong thing that was removed from the season, and now it's back.
I think it's doubly interesting in foes where they have strategic retreat, the other mission objective.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Like, I think being able to stack up both of those in the same team could lead to some interesting or foes, right? Because strategic retreats are foes only, right?
Yeah, it is.
How does
Yeah.
strategic retreat interact with drop things, right? It just gets blown out by, right?
No. Strategic retreat happens on the targeting step.
Oh.
So it
right,
blows
right.
out attacks that make you drop stuff.
Okay.
Like the thing with strategic retreat is it costs 4 power, which is 1 million, but like it's
Sure
so
does.
all the effects are the strongest possible way it could be. You know what I mean? Like everything on it is great. It's just expensive. But yeah, I think that combination, if you're high on mission objective, having 2 mission objectives is interesting for sure. And potentially with Doc Ock 2 does some cool stuff, but I also like that we have dudes with Pierce go really hard with Oscorp leadership.
They sure do.
So,
What if you had no blocks?
again, talking about webs, being able to hit a web warrior and just say 2 of your blocks don't. I don't care how many rules you have. 2 of your blocks are going away, chum. Feels pretty
Do all
great.
these models have Pierce? Oh no, Ekko didn't have Pierce. Sorry,
No.
sorry, no.
But they're Pierce happy.
Yes, Prowler has Pierce. 2099 has Pierce. Then Ronan, Tigra.
All right, let's talk about some web warriors. Where do we want to start with this? Do we want to go card
we
by
start
card?
with
Do we
the-
just
start
want to
with the
talk about the
leadership.
pile?
Start with
Do you
the
wanna
we,
start-
we already talked about 2099 at a past date, I think.
Sure.
But,
Okay.
But so we can talk about Ultimate Spiderman.
Let's- I think we should skip to the leadership and start there.
I think
Oh,
we
okay,
should.
Sure.
Okay. I think we should say leadership, but I'm not going to fight you on it.
You think we should say? I don't know how you talk about any of these characters without talking leadership.
What is that thing called? Web
Spider-Verse.
of the
Just-
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, no, just search
Totally
verse.
incoherent word salad for all of these cards.
Okay, fine.
Um,
Leadership. The leadership is fucking insane. I think it might be
Yeah.
the strongest leadership in the entire video game.
Really?
Yes.
I think it's the best one in webs. I don't know if I'm going to go as far as it's just like hard to compare to the power leaderships that let you break the core economy of the game.
Uh-huh.
This is me
but
intentionally
it's-
being a
it's
little
crazy
spicy,
strong,
but
dude.
also it's not that hard to roll a fucking skull. And it's not once per turn. The thing that drives me nuts about this leadership is it's
Yeah.
not once
I
per
kind
turn.
of can't
That-
believe it's not once per turn.
Yeah, that is crazy. I mean, I definitely think
Right.
it's
There's-
bonkers.
Okay, so if you want to walk down it, so when you roll a skull, you place 1. That's like what the leadership does.
Yep.
This makes a bunch of characters that like have like so many webs just have synergy with it. Gwen has synergy with this, right? Like so when Gwen is advanced or placed and makes a builder attack, she gets to move long. And you're like, oh, that's cool. So I like impact webbing them. I hit the skull. I like bump in and I do the builder and I get to walk. But it's not just that. You can miss it on the first one and hit it on the second attack. And then stack it so that you place first and then move long. So you get 2 bites at the apple.
Yeah.
And that's on top of its like utility of changing where the
Yeah.
On like Noir, which we'll talk about, who's like mobility gives him mobility, and then his only mobility access is he has wild elite. They can also be 7 if he double taps.
Hey, Vince.
Yeah, what's
Real
up?
quick timeout. Is your noise suppression on Discord going nuts? You're starting to cut in and out in a way that
My camera just froze. Am I DCing?
I can see you moving
see you
around, which is
moving. Okay.
interesting.
Sorry, it just came back.
Mm.
I don't know. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
you
you've
were
been
just
doing it
kinda-
for a while.
It
I've been
hasn't
doing
been
the
too
cut in
bad,
and
It's
out.
got
but
worse, though. Yeah.
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 Okay, let me.
I would just try turning off the noise suppression altogether and see if that does
Okay, do
anything.
you want to walk me through how to do that?
Okay, on the bottom left of your main Discord screen where it says like video connected, Alfredo size 3 dark chat.
Okay.
Like where see next to the hang up button, there's a bunch of
Noise
wavy
suppression,
lines.
just turn it off. Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
let's
was-
try that and see if that does anything for us.
Cool. All right, I'll pick it up from Noir.
Yeah, go back.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so I can't wait to edit this. So on Noir, who's like is balanced largely based on not having like mobility. He has elusive on his builder as his only mobility is hit wild. He's like 30% to hit that on the 4 dice, and then he's 40% to hit this. And if you only need one or the other, it can grant him a lot of mobility as well as, you know, like if you double tap and then you hit both, the guy goes a million miles.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Use of characters that hit both things are crazy. My very first game with this, I went with Gwen. I walked along all the way towards the point that 2 opponents' models were standing on. I impact webbinged one. I hit the skull and the wild, did no damage, pushed him off the point, hopped onto the point, and then web lined the other character off.
Seems good.
Yeah, that's easy to deal with.
You go, like,
Yeah.
like the thing is like it's not consistent, but it's
Yeah.
like consistent enough that like when it happens, it's just like free value. The way that like the Miles leadership is not consistent at giving you an additional block, but it's
Yeah.
consistent enough to be a strong value engine. And I think this is the same thing, but it's positioning. And
Which is
positioning
better
is
than blocked.
yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Positioning
way better
is
than-
typically better than damage reduction.
It's one of those things that like, so I think it will be hard to maximize the value of this leadership. I don't think you have to maximize its value to be doing better than Miles or ASM. Because like I don't think the Miles leadership is all that hot. It's totally fine. But largely the appeal of Miles is he's a 3 threat that fucking rules and like synergizes well with the game plan. And then the leadership is like a bit of gravy on top. Right. But like I think this leadership, even when you're not playing it perfectly, pretty easily clears the Miles leadership. And like people are like, oh,
Yeah.
it's inconsistent. I mean, it is, but it's every fucking roll. It's every attack roll, every defense roll, every dodge roll. And it's just like some of the time you get convocation leadership, some of the time you get Blades leadership, some of the time you get better than either of those. And like so many of the new characters. So like I want to fucking Silk is probably the character that drives me the nuts with this leadership.
I kind of think Silk is crazy with this leadership, dude.
So
It's nuts.
in the one game I played against Vince, his Silk consistently got to attack Shang-Chi from outside of his range 3 martial arts. You'll note none of her attacks are longer than range 3, but you can start a beam, hit someone else, roll a skull, be outside of martial artist, resolve your attack against Shang-Chi, get another skull, go back to where you want to be. Right? Or just do something else. But he was consistently just getting around that shit because the beam gives you so many chances. Like she only wants to beam.
Yeah.
Her beam is incredible. Her builder sucks. Tip for playing Silk, just use the fucking beam. But she just got so many opportunities to like move while resolving her attacks. Obviously, the way the spender interacts with this leadership, interacts with her tricks and traps, interacts with her silk sense, interact with mass menace. Like when she's resolving her spender, she just gets to have infinite power and make 9 die attacks on everyone and then end the turn anywhere on the board she wants to be. She can just be fucking anywhere and like be making range 2 attacks at models that are like range 5 away.
Yeah, I wasn't totally sure. It's interesting hearing you say all this because I haven't played against these models or with them, and like I don't, you know, I I have a stupid reputation for hating Web Warriors now because I don't like the theme and because I was turned into a YouTube short. I actually like I don't think that like I don't really hate playing against Web Warriors. I mean they're annoying, but like anybody who puts up a fight against you is annoying. But so I didn't want to immediately say this without like playing against them. But since you're saying it, you've emboldened me. When I read this card, I kind of thought it could only be too strong. Like I don't think I just like sort of fundamentally I think it's a fundamental rule of these types of games that positioning effects are always the best. That like that's like the thing that's should be most at a premium because it's the strongest thing in the game. And it is the thing that has the most skill expression and that lets people who know what they're doing dominate people in a way that just like having good dice doesn't always. And it like the fact that Web Warriors are already a faction that they're one of the factions that kind of always gets to roll their dice, right? Like they have long range attacks. They're not usually very many dice. They're like 4 or 5, and then one of them each turn might be 6 or 7 with the boosts that they get from like the jumps or the double attacks or whatever. But like they pretty much always get to attack if they want to. It's not very hard for them to do that. And they already have a lot of action compression. And which also means they're more likely to roll dice because if you're out of range you can web swing in or whatever. And the fact that like you have, you know, every time one of these models activates they have at least 2 swings to get a 1-inch place or one well it is 1 inch actually but 1 range place, and you can get 2 of them. And then the fact that it also happens on dodge rolls, which means like you like throwing stuff at a model other than with this leadership is almost always it's not going to fuck up your positioning. Like usually when models get shit thrown at them, the model that threw the thing and the model that you threw it at are in the same place at the end of that. And that's not true with this as well. Like there's like so many like weird things that you can do and weird ways that you can break a planned turn. And it just feels like yeah, you can't plan around it, but you don't I don't think web warriors are meant to like make big plans anyway. They're really good at just being reactive and just getting value over and over and over again. And also that's kind of what their leaderships do anyway. Like I mean, I guess you can make plans around ASM's leadership a little bit, but like Miles's leadership you have absolutely no agency over. It just makes your dice better, right? So like this has insane amount of agency. You just have to be able to respond to your dice doing what you want or not doing what you want. And I kind of don't think this type of like I don't know. I think this leadership feels like too much. But again, I haven't played against it yet, so I don't want to say.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it's not going to change your mind.
Yeah, but
it's like the other thing too. You kind of touched on this, but I want to highlight. It's kind of similar to like the Ronin thing I was talking about, where like these characters have plenty of mobility baked into their kits. Right?
Yeah.
Like basically everybody besides Noir is not hurting for mobility.
Yeah.
They don't need mobility to enact their game plan. So when you start getting it, it's just gravy, right? Like they're just getting free value. It's like, oh, I don't have to swing on it. Like Spectacular. Oh, I hit elusive and a bump. I don't need to web swing now. I can throw more often, right?
Yeah.
Or Gwen just shits out free value every time she rolls a skull. It's just like the character was totally fine with the amount of mobility they had before this leadership entered the picture. And then every time you get a skull, it's just, if you can respond to it correctly, maximize your value. It's again, there's play decisions to be made there. You just get so fucking much. And then it just keeps happening. And then they gave characters with beams and area attacks. So it's not just 2 bumps on their turn. It can be like 7 bumps on their turn.
Yeah, the beams and area attacks is the thing that takes the top.
And there's really only one downside about the leadership, which is that it's affiliated only, but they just got 6 new models. Or five, sorry. 5 new models. But they're already a faction that has a lot of really good affiliated models, but they're under Miles's leadership, they're also good at helping out like 1 or 2 key splashes like Zemo or A-Bomb or something like that. So they kind of lose that if you're playing this leadership.
They
but
do.
I sort of think it's worth it.
I
definitely think it's worth it.
Yeah, it's like incredibly strong. And we're sort of at a point in the game where like the splash 2s more or less got worse anyway. So like helping out Toad or Bullseye with the Miles leadership is not as big of a value as it was before because those models are just worse and they just got it affiliated to. So like, I don't know. It's kind of goofy.
And then also the other thing that's like obvious once you state it, but is like not immediately apparent about the strength of this leadership is that it's not a leadership. So you can't kill it.
Yeah, you can't
remove it from the table. No matter how good your dice are, this is going to be on the table until the game is over.
You can't even trial by combat it.
Yeah, exactly.
Had a sorry, go ahead.
Oh. I was just gonna say it also, it just means that like you can sort of web warriors can just kind of sacrifice whichever model they think they need to sacrifice. Like there's like no downside to like Miles dying other than like I think you even play this with Miles 1 because it makes his steal better because first of all when he steals he might just teleport away while he's being hit, but then also he can steal and then die, and it's like, okay, you didn't just lose a massive effect on your models. What were you going to say? Sorry, Pat?
Well, I guess I sort of have 2 questions now. So I was going to initially ask a dumb question, which was like, and this would probably be obvious if I just like read the rules. But can I play Miles leadership as long as Miles is alive, and then pivot into this when he's killed?
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think it's good, but you
I
can't.
don't think it's good either.
No, the time window is
leadership
after deployment. Are you saying that the after deployment is the entire game that's not...
No, you play this card after deployment. If Miles is your leadership, the card has no effect, but it's still sitting there, right? Because it's actively checking the second paragraph while your squad does not have a leadership.
Yeah.
So it's always checking to see, do you have a leadership? No. Do you have a leadership? No. Do you have a leadership?
Yeah, I don't either.
Here you go.
Yeah, I don't think you should do that, but you could.
Well, so, okay, I think I was personally thinking about that because I wasn't positive if you could just decide not to play Miles
You can
leadership
decide to not have you pick what leadership is active after deployment.
Then,
you can pick one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like again,
Yeah,
it
seems
also
good.
takes a tactics card slot, but like I don't know, you just play like fallback embrace and all webbed up and this
And their new
then
drop off card, or
yeah,
their
and
new
then
condition clearing healing card, or the
spiders men
spider tracker, or
or
masked
spider
Bennett. They're
tracker.
just fucking.
Yeah.
It's crazy that they're just gonna this dumb faction is just gonna walk around with 5 cards that are not spider tracker all the time.
Yeah, I
They're
kind of
like five
think you don't
five
play
or
Spider
6
Tracker
cards.
anymore.
Yeah, 5 or 6 cards that are just better than spider tracker.
It's pretty fucked.
It's nefarious.
I've also been struggling to get fallback into the roster, into the 5.
Yeah, I mean, you
despite
might not
fallback synergizing with this card.
Yeah, but this also can just be your little discount fallback. Like you can swap out fallback for something else and just be like, I kind of
Always
sort
have
of,
fallback?
a little bit have fallback. I have shitty fallback every turn instead of having good fallback once a turn or once a game.
Well, like
But the
especially if you have Gwen, the combination of like the leadership plus
Yeah.
Gwen can do a lot of the things fallback was doing.
That's true.
I hate that fucking model. I can't. I do. I don't hate playing against Web Warriors. Maybe I will now. I actually like playing against Web Warriors, but I fucking hate Gwen, and she got better. Why'd she get better?
And like Silk too is so fucking annoying to try to catch, right? Because it's just like,
Yeah.
if you try to go into her, if you're already slowed, she gets a power, so she now has like she has the cheapest, most efficient tricks and traps in the game. It costs 2, and she often gets 1 power when you walk at her. And then if she gets away, great. If she doesn't, she might bump away. And also, she just gets to be spider senses on top of that. Like, even when you get to touch her, she's hard to actually stick damage on top of having, like you said, and then like saver and stuff on top of it. Like,
And
she's
it's
such a difficult model.
Much better spider sense actually, because it hits Mystic and reroll skulls even if you're not in Miles leadership. But yeah,
But also, you might not reroll your skull.
You might keep
well,
one of
yeah,
them.
also true. Yeah.
The other thing that's crazy about with fallback is that like the way you play around fallback is you have a range 3 attack and you charge to within 1, so that they can't fall back out and you get to double tap them, right?
Yeah.
They might roll a skull and you might just like get fallbacked on anyway.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Yuck.
I don't know. It's just I'm still, yeah. I don't know. I mean, they
I
are.
don't want to
losing
say
some
the
stuff
sky
to
is
play
falling,
this,
but it's sure a lot closer
And
than it was.
And it definitely seems like the type of card where like I don't know. Like if a good player who's comfortable playing Web Warriors is playing against like a mid-table player, and this is not necessarily a problem exactly, but I would assume if they were running this leadership that they would just like make the other player kind of look like a joke, because it just everything that they would try to do, the mid-table player would not optimize their positioning perfectly, and this guy would be like, okay, I rolled a skull, thank you, your turn's over, I'll play now. But yeah.
And like you will absolutely have games where you don't get many skulls or whatever. You don't get the skulls when you think they're most important, right? That shit will happen. But like, it doesn't fucking change my opinion, right? People are just like, oh, it's a dicey leadership. It's like, well, we talked about this before, but like, so is the Miles leadership. You could play an entire game where the Miles leadership has no like, it doesn't reroll you into a success ever, right? But like, it's fine.
The other thing is that like they're also kind of the defensive reroll faction, and that became more true even if they don't have Miles. So you can like there's another face where if you roll into it, it does something. If you didn't already have a skull, you can roll into a skull and get a bump even if you didn't get a defensive point. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, every Web Warrior should like if they're like, oh, full blocks, and be like, okay, you're done modding, right? Let me fish for skulls.
Yeah. And like even the four die attacks, like the impact webbing is still not quite a coin flip to get a skull, because it's this. Yeah, it's like 45.
Is it 45? Is it that high?
Yeah, it's 45 for a wild or a skull. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so, like it's not that dicey. Like fuck off.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, it just seems really extremely good.
I stand by what I said. I think it's the best leadership in the game now.
I can see that. I'm not totally convinced of that yet, but
actually,
I think
it's not a leadership.
Isn't it a leadership?
It's
no,
not.
it's technically.
I thought it still had the star
it functionally is.
No, I know,
it's
but
not.
I mean, I thought it still had a star, but it does not. Okay.
No.
All the upside, almost none of the downside.
So then we should talk about USM, right?
Ultimate Spider-Man.
I think Ultimate Spider-Man is a good affiliated for that people overreacted to a little bit on initial read. And then also So I think he got, like, when the initial thing came out, everybody's very panicked about him. I was a little worried about him, but not as worried as like Vince was. Like Vince and I were in our DM.
I thought the sky was falling. I was straight up
Yes.
terrified. And I have played 3 games with him where he has nothing. I am cooling on this character very fast.
Well, that's good.
He's so like he has a lot of good efficiencies for a 4 threat. He's pretty durable. He's quite mobile. He has a long move with a web swing, so he moves very far. His attacks are all solid. Some people were trying to claim it's like, oh, it's the next Shang-Chi bill we're going to see everywhere. I think that's just impossible when everything you do requires dice. Like the thing people like about Shang-Chi and Bill is they just do their shit. Right.
Yeah.
And same thing with like Voodoo too, is he largely just does his shit. He does have to roll a little bit of dice, but it's like the least amount of dice possible. Ultimate Spider-Man rolls dice to accomplish things. So I think he was never going to be that. He's very much like a 4-threat ASM. He does have good offense, but sometimes it's just a 7 and an 8, which is like fine. Nobody's mad about 7 die, 8 die, but when that's all you do, and like if he doesn't get collisions, or not collisions, if he doesn't get wilds on his spender, he's not doing any additional damage, right? Where a lot of 4 threats could do like punch, punch, throw. He's not doing that. He's just a 7 and an 8. It's a good 7 and good 8, but that's all he does. The other thing that really changes the evaluation of him that people don't notice, and I want to make sure it's on the podcast, as written, he cannot, with his builder, he can't move someone that already has slow.
Right. Okay.
Which is very easy to overlook, but there's a very clear ruling about Baron Strucker leadership that says if you have a condition, you cannot gain that condition, and his leadership triggers on, you get to heal when someone gains a condition. And they've said, if you're already bleeding, you can't gain bleed, you don't heal. So in this case, if they already have slow, they can't gain slow, which means the first sentence fails, which means you don't go on to the second sentence.
Yeah.
Which is a big deal. Because
especially for all webbed up turn.
Well, for all webbed turn, it's a big deal. Also, a lot of the concern about this model was how hard it can be to interact with him, because every time you punch him, he would get a coin flip to pull you off the point. Well, if you're already slowed, he doesn't have that coin flip anymore, right? He's just making a 5-die counterattack, which is a thing we've seen a million times. So, like, if he hits a slow on his own turn, right, and then you go and you get back on the point and hit him, he can't put you off the point. He can just 5-die you, which isn't bad, right? But it's not as scary as it was. So I think that is a huge deal for his power level, and is a thing people need to be aware of. Until the card comes out printed and the wording's different and none of this matters. But for now.
I see. Yes.
We roll with it.
Damn, Silver Sable is a web warrior, huh?
Uh-huh.
Anyway.
Definitely
We're going to play that model, though. Don't you worry. The other thing that's crazy is...
Wait, her name is Silver Sable. Fuck off, video game. Her name is Sylvija Sablinova.
Yeah.
It's like Black and Boltagon.
Yeah, why isn't she an inhuman? She's like ethnically an inhuman, but she, all
right. We're
swore her home country.
I guess. I don't want to hear more about Alex's ethnic opinions.
Anyway, that's. Go ahead, Vince. You actually.
I want to actually talk about Miles. Do you have more goofs to do?
No. Go.
Okay, so the other thing is Mastered Venom Blast is stun before damage, stun and shock before damage, which is really strong. Obviously, like having a big, like large number of dice attack that does stun before damage, and then you don't give them that much power.
Yeah,
is a thing we've seen be strong, and doesn't exist very much in the game. And it also got printed in Web Warriors on 2099 as well. 2099's builder also does stun before damage.
Oh.
So suddenly, like, Web Warriors can do a bunch of damage to you and deny you power, which can decrease your ability to then come and interact with them.
That's true.
Yeah, it is a very good spender. I think that is the thing on Ultimate's card that I like the best about him. And like comparing him to ASM, who also is doing like 7 die, 8 die. ASM spender sucks ass compared to this one.
I don't love the ASM comparison because this character can move people, and
Sort of,
he denies
yeah.
power, or like his big things.
Sure.
He is actually not that durable for his threat. Like normally you're used to like
Spider-Man, you mean?
Ultimate
talking
Spider-Man?
about- Yeah, Ultimate
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Miles 2.
Okay.
Miles 2 is like only, I think he's like average durability.
He's a little bit above for a 4.
He's got to be higher.
He's
Yeah.
11. He's 11 health reroll 2,
Okay.
and that's it. 4
Reroll
4.
2 with skulls and stealth.
Yeah, with skulls and yeah. I mean, the stealth isn't really durability, but yeah.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't call him tanky, but he feels similar to like a stealth martial arters person, where they're like
yeah, I think
more
he's similar to
durable than the
Spider-Woman.
average. But I would not call him tanky. No, but I think he's a little bit above average for his cost.
Okay.
Well, anyway.
Oh, another important thing to know that's weird about this character is so his counterattack is literally copy pasted from Daredevil's. And so he can only counterattack you if he gets within 2, even though his attack that he counterattacks with is range 3.
Yeah.
That's goofy.
So, like, if you're a martial artist character, the counterattack's not nearly as scary to you. Or if you're like a Baron Zemo, where like your defensive mechanics turn on in range 2.
Yeah.
But also, if he rolls a skull on defense, he can move a long way to come get you.
Yeah. What the disaster is like, you attack him. You attack him and you're like base contact, and you're like, ha, you're never getting away from me. And he like aggressives through you from the counterattack, rolled a skull on the other attack, or when you attacked him, and then rolls a skull on the counterattack, and then does 2-1 places away from you, and now isn't in range anymore.
Yeah.
Real dumb.
Yeah. The best case
Being able to
scenario
just, like-
seem insane for this whole team.
The way you can like bank teleports on these characters, right? Because like so much of what they do is all in the after the attack resolve step, and you can do this stuff in any order, right? Just like there's a lot of bookkeeping to do, but like this character and like Silk, a bunch of these characters can just like have a stack of teleports at the end of whatever they're doing, and then resolve them all in one go, and it's absurd. I don't know, leadership's absurd. I'm mad.
Yeah.
Wait, say that again. So I can accumulate a bunch of teleports from the Silk Beam?
Okay. No. Not from the Silk Beam, but like the classic example would be like Prowler spenders Miles and uses the spender has a wild throw. Miles rolls a skull, throws Miles into Gwen, whose dodge roll lets her live, but she rolls a skull. And then you have 2 1-inch places to resolve.
Yeah, okay.
Or like in the Ultimate Spider-Man that we were just looking at, because he has a counterattack, he can like, if he rolled a skull on the defense and then he chooses to counterattack and then rolls a skull in that attack, he can wait to take both of those teleports until after all of that is resolved, rather than doing teleport, counterattack, teleport. He can do counterattack, teleport.
Yeah,
but you were right that like Silk Beam can't stack. I was very wrong on that one.
But that's also part of why that's so strong, because you can then reposition before you make your next pick.
Also, I know Noir is really like chomping at the bit to play Moon Knight, but since he is a web warrior, you could technically flurry and like hit a skull on both attacks and then bounce twice, right?
Totally.
Yeah. So he could place 1 4 times in 2 sets of 2.
You just have to play it. It's like the craziest leadership I've ever seen. You're gonna make. I play every time I have activated Silk. I am so absurdly certain I did not take the best line.
Yeah, well, I mean, Silk is like particularly.
She's like an entire Spider Foe's like activation. She's like an entire Spider Foe's turn inside an activation.
Yeah.
But like I'm so certain that I didn't take the best line, but the line I took was good enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's talk about Noir, because I think a lot of people aren't respecting Noir, and I think you and I are Noir respecters.
I think Noir might be the best character in the box, or of the 5.
Best character?
Okay, hold on now.
That's
I kind of think he might be.
that's
Nate doesn't respect him that much.
It's him or okay. The character's math is just insane.
Yeah, I mean,
A vanilla 5-die attack is 25% to do 1 or more damage.
that's funny.
is.
It's absurdly low.
He's absurdly durable.
It's like a
It
huge
is.
portion of the game.
Yeah, but like 5-die attacks are bad.
They are now.
Okay, what's an attack that's good, bots?
5-die attack with Pierce, like Blade's Katana.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
Blade's
good.
Katana uniquely like messes with this guy because it's both mystic. It turns off half of his stuff, but it's still like doesn't like 2 blade katanas shouldn't kill this guy.
Well, no, I don't think so. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I agree he's tanky. I just don't really get like, he doesn't really do anything else. Although honestly, the leadership makes him a lot better at like being able
Yes.
to double tap and stuff. So there's
Mhm.
that.
So the thing I like about him is that there are times in the current crisis packet where you're heavily incentivized to have an idiot who can go pick up a thing in a dangerous location. Right.
Mhm.
Like I'm doing that a lot with like my Black Cats and Bills. I do it in A-Force, I do it in Sam. They just fucking wander to the midline, find cover, pick up a thing, and say what's up. And I think that's extra valuable in webs with the new leadership situation because it's actually pretty hard to play Cat and the Spider or ASM with all of the new options they have. There's a more significant cost to doing those things than there has been in the past.
Yeah.
And so just having this guy to be like your safe grab, I think is actually pretty valuable and a thing they didn't think they needed. Because if it was just Noir coming into current webs, he would not be as exciting. Right. But I think the new leadership is obviously very good for him. And also the way the new leadership changes what a squad looks like for webs gives him more of a role. But I think I like him because he can just pick up a thing and be crazy durable for a 3-threat, right?
But I don't understand how that's much different than just playing Black Cat. Even like
play both.
Well, okay, but then you don't need him for the thing you're saying.
Because
I mean, you're always playing Spectacular, right? I mean, I don't know.
Pretty often.
I'm not saying always. I think ASM actually is kind of more playable than he's ever been.
Okay.
But
But I mean, you could also do Cat and the Spider with him, right?
You can.
You can, but you won't.
It feels worse spending a power off of him because
I guess you give up. He's a safe grab himself.
Well, yeah, but I guess my point is I guess I'm not convinced that you need a guy to be like Noir on turn 1 because you either have Cat and the Spider or you have ASM. But I don't know.
So I don't think you're always going to have Cat and the Spider because you have, as you talked about, you have 4 tactics card slots now if you're playing the leadership, and their cards are really strong. Like Brief Reprieve is an incredible card that they just picked up as well on top of Spider Tracker and the things they had before. So like fitting Cat and the Spider, I think is hard. And I do think you're right that Cat can do a similar thing of go just stand on the midline and be an idiot, right?
Yeah. Especially with the leadership, because like there's a pretty good chance or like a reasonable chance that she'll just start bouncing away when she starts getting attacked. But yeah.
He's more durable than Cat though.
Well, I'm sure, but she brings other stuff. Like
yeah, absolutely.
So this character has a thing that I feel it feels like a weird comparison to Bill for me. Like I understand why at a high level, but like the difference in immediately having power to reduce is a big deal. I wish that's 100%. A thing I want in MCP dice, but I'm too lazy to build. And I would love to know how it changes the math of like the odds of him dying over 2 attacks when you can only.
Why would you need MCP dice to change to do that?
Yeah, MCP dice does that, buddy.
Does it? No, because it's contingent on you having taken damage from the first one.
Oh, I see.
It's not an enormous difference, but it is.
It seems pretty minor on him getting spike turn 1 is the thing, but yeah, I see what you're saying.
The other thing is that like you can go shields down on a Nerd to Pain because he has another defensive mechanic that should just be the thing that a 3-threat has as their defensive mechanic.
Well, probably yes, but not one you're playing as the tanky model I'm going to throw in the midline. But yeah,
so I do think his weakness is not having a Nerd to Pain when he picks up. Like I do think you'll feel that a little bit. but he does still have the
Well-
2 rerolls, and also he has the Spider-Verse bump as well, right?
Sure.
So like
Yes, I think yes.
the layers of things he can have going make it enough that I think he feels totally fine to do that with. I do think
Yeah.
that what you're talking about, though, and what Bots is talking about, where like Black Hat kind of does a similar thing, is why I think it's insane to call this model the best model in the box. Because I don't think he immediately does his one job better than the other two. But I think he's very good. And I also think his beam is really good.
Yeah, I think
he's
just
wearing
having a beam in Web Warrior is crazy. Like, so like the other guy's other weakness is that like, if you give him a bunch of power, he doesn't turn it into damage, and he doesn't really like. I mean, he can kind of because of the throw or whatever. The throw is like middling, but like his spender is not that many more dice than his builder.
One more dice.
Mhm.
Yeah, right. Okay, but like. Attacking multiple characters on all webbed up turn is crazy. Like that was one of the things letting all webbed up be kind of okay in the meta, was that no web warrior could attack more than 2 things a turn.
Well, except Daredevil.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're right.
web warrior.
Sorry.
But
No
nobody
good
did
web
this way.
warrior.
Yeah, I mean, yes. You play all webbed up, you kill one thing, they respond to you, maybe you get a second thing. And that was largely what all webbed up was doing, right? And now this guy combined with Silk, you have way more options to be like, no, I'm just going to pick up 3 models.
Yeah, you're like, I play all webbed up, I'm attacking 3 models with both of my actions.
And then I also just think beams, especially a beam 4, synergizes so well with the leadership. Like between that and his punch having elusive, he has no like guaranteed mobility, but he will move around plenty if you're playing the Spider-Verse leadership, right? Needing Skull or Hit Wild on 4 dice and then Skull or Hit Wild on 7 dice. If you just need a bump to get where you're going and you have those 4 chances to get it, you're pretty likely to get where you need to go.
I mean, it definitely is pretty annoying that he can like inert a pain and reroll and then also bump away. Goofy.
But also, like, if a model like Ronin comes in and tries to kill this guy and fails, right, the guy gets to hit him back fairly hard.
True.
Mhm.
It's crazy that he's wearing like 4 different layers on his chest. Maybe more, because he's got the spider suit, and like
Yeah.
I don't know what spiders men do, but I assume they're not just like in the nude under there. I would wear like a tank top or something under it, because it's like nylon or
Sure.
or whatever the fuck.
Okay,
Probably
yeah.
scratchy.
And then-
yeah.
And then over that he has a turtleneck, and then over that he has like the Nazi outfit thing, mad scientist like double-breasted coat thing,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
over that he
Yeah.
has a trench coat. That's fucking.
That's how he's
crazy.
a nerd to pain. He's just got layers.
I guess.
to
Yeah,
soften all
he's
the
just
blows.
wearing
Yeah.
he's wearing leather
Kingpin's
armor.
also got layers.
Uh-huh.
That's true. That's a good point. And
I
what is
am
a
a-
horse but a layer?
You don't understand how resilient he is to slicing weapons.
And it's clearly
Yeah,
not
yeah.
just a mask, because his hands also have the spider suit. So
Uh-huh,
so it's
yeah.
going all the way.
I
Unless
think
again
he-
it's like one of those crazy crop tops that's
He
like
could be in like elbow high
a long
gloves and
sleeve crop top. Yeah, sorry, you're right. He could be separate gloves and face mask. That's true, but still, he must be hot. New York doesn't get that cold. Or
It doesn't.
in
Was it?
Earth
Is the part of his
90210.
name a
Yeah.
year?
No, it's the
it's
universe.
in the multiverse, each of the Earths have a different number, so you can keep track. I'm sure you're keeping track really closely when you read
Yeah,
these
okay.
names.
Yeah, cool.
I see this
for
and I
being-
can't help but think about 90210. This is
That's what I
90214.
That's
No
the
Yeah.
problem. Yeah. What were you gonna say? Pat?
Being
Sorry.
the best model, he's the worst model of the 2 boxes as
Like
an actual model. Yes,
Like-
I was looking at this art
That's so
going
funny.
like,
That's the one I like the best because it
That's-
looks funny.
it looks so
I mean,
dumb.
Prowler's
It's
the worst
like,
model, but
what? You're very wrong. Prowler's great.
I actually think
I-
Tiger is the worst.
I
I
think- I thought
haven't
we
made
were
it to that
counting.
one yet.
I
I was
I
only
don't
talking
like
about the
Tiger's
webs.
sculpt at all. It's a really awkward
Oh,
pose.
that's not great, but
Yeah, her look. I would agree, Tiger, for sure. I thought we were just talking about the spiders.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
also
did too.
thought that.
Defenders. Speaking of talking about the spiders, Jesus Christ, get me out of this. What other things do we have to react to?
Uh,
Silk.
No, we talked
yeah,
about Silk plenty.
Yeah, she's.
Oh yeah.
I
She's
guess
really
you
good.
guys are convincing me that she's pretty good. I was kind of underwhelmed with her when I read her, but I
Her
don't know.
synergies are just crazy.
I do think she performs better on the more clumped up stuff.
Yes.
Like on a traditional D shape, she's not the web warrior I'm going to reach for. But like the game I played against Vince was on Fisk, and she was just playing in the sprinklers every turn of the game after one. I think on McCran, I think like a lot of the secures that web warriors didn't love before, she feels really good. But like, yeah, I think if you get like Extremis, she's not bad because she has a slow gun and she tricks and traps is good, but I don't think she's going to feel her best on the non-centralized stuff.
Also, Masked Menace and Web of the Bride combining is just like the silliest thing I've ever seen.
Yes.
So Masked Menace gives you a power every time you deal damage with an attack or a superpower. And then every time a character moves that is slow, she gets a power. So it means that like when you spend her a bunch of, like I've had multiple games where she like starts the turn on 5 power and she's like, I spend her on people that are all webbed up under Masked Menace, and I deal 1 damage with each of my attacks for 3 more power. Right? I move each of those characters for 3 more power. I can then use that power to try to use Caught in the Web, which is like her tricks and traps thing. If it does damage, that gives power. Like the character just gets to do everything if you play those 2 cards together and have 5 power at the start of her activation.
What's up, Pat?
She just
I'm going to read Masked Menace.
Have you been using it wrong?
I don't think he's
You've
used
probably
the
just
period,
never seen
but-
it.
Yeah.
No, I played it for a while.
Yeah, he
Oh,
used to
okay.
play Webb's Warriors.
Yeah, with Crimson Dynamo. So this is my new
Oh,
Crimson
right.
Dynamo, is what you're telling me.
Sure.
I like
Wait,
this character a lot more than Crimson Dynamo.
Why?
I like
what am
Crimson
I
Dynamo
missing?
a lot.
So Caught in the Web is a superpower that deals damage.
Yeah, but the Masked Menace says from an attack. Oh, it's a
Or-
superpower. Fuck, I didn't keep
Yeah, the
reading.
line break got me too. I literally wrote to Nate. I was like,
Yep.
it's too bad it doesn't also work when you damage them with Caught in the Web. And he's like, you should read that card, buddy.
Have there just been no superpowers that do damage in webs until now, basically?
No.
It's like
throws.
It's throws. That's it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, not really.
Not the way that Silk does. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It is. I hadn't realized this, even though I have read the cards a bunch since they popped. But you guys are making me realize that it is kind of amazing how many area attacks they gave the faction in just these 2 boxes, like beams and AoEs.
Yeah, they gave
Crazy.
2 on Silk and 1 on Noir.
Yeah.
The other thing that I didn't mention is that, okay, so like little known
And
fact that,
also Ultimate Spider-Man Spender, sort of. But anyway, keep going.
Mm-hmm.
so little known fact about Brace for Impact is that when you play Brace for Impact, you technically still roll the.
Oh, right. So you can get the skull and bump even.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh.
So like
That's
somebody
really
can throw.
funny.
He's only on 1 power. If he plays Brace, he doesn't have any other mechanics. And you're like, cool, play Brace, roll a skull. I'm not in melee range anymore. Get fucked.
That's goofy.
That's
Fucked
I don't like this future.
It's
I'm
not
gonna
good,
get
man.
blown out by this.
There's a reason that like Nate added a hyphen to his name, and I'm now Spider Vince on the Discord. It's beat him or join him. And
It's
defeat
got
them.
a bunch harder with all this new stuff. All right, let's kind of speed through. I think Ham is fine.
Him's good. People are sleeping on him, but he's okay.
I don't
He's
know.
gonna
Well,
be
The best thing
you
about
say
him is
that.
this threat, for sure.
Yes, but like I've seen people say that he's the best model in these boxes, and I'm like, no.
Oh,
He's
he's
fine.
the best model.
He's
of
good to
boxes.
have
Look at that little.
affiliated.
Look at that little guy.
I mean, the sculpt is great. The
sculpt is
An
fantastic.
affiliated too. He's not gonna break the game. He's not gonna let you down. He's fine.
Man, standing behind a size 2 card and throwing pies at people is hella fun, dude. You're shocked, Red Skull. Ha ha.
Why
Yep.
does this faction have a bunch of shock now? I fucking hate shock.
Yeah, because they get everything.
If only you were playing a faction that was like immune to conditions.
Yes, I agree. If only I was. Are you saying I am?
Yeah.
I'm
What?
The
immune to
2 main
hex.
the 2 models you play every game are immune to that like just shake conditions for like no cost.
The 2 models I play. Every...
Mummy and Blade essentially like
you're talking
get to
about
pull
Mummy, okay.
conditions for almost nothing.
Well, Blade,
So-
I agree with. I actually don't play Mummy all the time anymore.
Okay.
Still think he's very good, but I sometimes have to swap him out for Iron Fist, or in my opinion. Anyway,
Tactics cards, Brief Reprieve. It's incredible. Play the
Sure,
fuck out of Brief Reprieve. It's like Crew of the Milano, but different, but better, but worse. But it's really good and way better than Wheat Cakes. Play this fucking card.
It
the
is
only
and it
downside is you have to play Ultimate Spider-Man,
Yes.
which is fine.
yeah.
Great Power
Yeah.
is okay. It's like no matter the cost, but
Good.
better. But like you have 4 tactics cards to play. You're not going to be playing Great Power, I don't
You have
think.
2 tactics cards to play. You're playing
Sure,
Grace,
yeah.
all webbed up leadership every game.
Yeah. I
You
don't
have
think
2
Great Power
tactics
makes the
card
cut.
slots.
It's
it
cool
doesn't.
design. It's cute. I like it.
It's
You're
a
not
good
gonna play
card.
it. Spider's Men's is drop off, but for Web Warriors. It's
Yeah, it's
probably
fucked
really
up.
good.
Yeah.
You
mad
won't play
about-
it, though.
I'm mad.
I don't
Let's
know
do a
about-
real- No, I think
Yeah.
you should be
No.
playing it, dude.
It's a 5-die attack. It does a 5-die attack.
But it moves somebody, and you get an extra attack, and it can be on all webbed up turn.
It moves
And
somebody
it
that's
also-
within 3 to within 2, and then it does a 5-die attack. It's not as good as Special Delivery. It's
Correct.
like not as good as Drop Off.
Correct.
I mean, it could be a
Uh,
5-die. Oh, okay. I don't. I mean, if you're playing Amazing Spider-Man more, I think it's good, and like
It's
it's 5-die
a 5-die
attack.
attack. That's what it does.
Well, or a 7-die attack with all webbed up. Like, I mean,
Okay, yeah.
I mean, maybe you will find that you just kill anything with a double tap under all webbed up already, and you don't need a triple tap. But I think being able to do an all webbed up triple tap is very strong. I'm not convinced by your pitch on this. Like,
I just don't think it ever. I think it's like the best card that won't ever see play. Like
I
ever.
do think it can be hard to fit. Like, I don't think it's like a slam dunk better card than like say Spider Tracker, which we've already kind of talked about as being a bubble card.
that's true.
So, but I think it's interesting.
It seems expensive. I don't know. Like,
It kind of, I mean,
it's 4 power on
yeah, for
Power
being
Star Faction.
restricted to like those
Oh, is it 2 each?
aliases
Okay.
specifically.
It's 2
yeah.
each.
I'm
Yeah, it's
less
4
high
power.
on it then. My bad.
Okay.
This is
I also
Deadly
misread it.
Duo, but it's 1 5-die.
Yeah. Okay. Caught in a Ham is bad. Don't play Caught in a Ham.
That's so sad.
It's great name, great art.
Spider Ham should have been like 7th threat. It should have been running tall.
Spider Sleuth, I think is.
Well, hold on.
it's a
We're gonna do that
bubble
one
card.
last.
Okay, sorry.
Spider Totem the Bride is bad. Don't play.
Yes,
Spider Totem the Bride.
It's
and if you think it's good, it has any, not
Yes.
all, or it says all, not any.
yes.
Spider Totem the Bride is the name of an indie horror movie that I would try to show Pat in 2018.
It would be better than this card.
Yep.
It's too expensive for an effect that you kind of have to call your shot because people are like, oh, it's like a recal that somebody else pays for. It's like, yeah, but you have to pick which round you need recal, which is not trivial, right?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, if it's round 4
Yeah,
and you
no,
haven't
I
played
know.
the card, you fucking play the card. But
Yeah.
that's it, and it's only half of recal, which is sometimes
Yeah,
better,
it's
sometimes
Books
worse.
of Truth. Like, is Books of
Yes.
Truth lighting up the world? Like, have you
No.
ever seen? Like, do you, listener, know what Books of Truth does? No. Okay. Like, this
It
card
lets
does the
Silk
same thing as
mo-
that.
Change her
Hey,
attacks
Pat.
to Mystic.
What
Dude, I don't think
affiliation?
I
No, hold on,
think
hold
I've
on.
ever even heard of this.
What affiliation
Card.
do you think Books of Truth
You can
is
get
in?
this. You can get this. You can get this. You can get this.
I mean, with the dumb obvious guy answer is that it's the card. I'm gonna assume it's the same affiliation that has the other books card.
It's not.
It's not.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably actually can't get this.
Alex played this
Brotherhood.
affiliation for a long
Oh
time.
yeah, I would not have gotten that.
All right, Spider Sleuth. Maybe good? Question mark.
I think it's good.
I-
I played it one time and I triggered it and I almost won the game. Then I did.
I thought this card was really good on a model that I thought was pretty bad. But if it turns out that people are playing Noir a lot, then I would have this in the 10.
I
Yeah.
think it goes in the 10. I think it hits the 5
Mhm.
very rarely. I think it's good on Senators and good on Deadline, and you kind of don't play it otherwise.
I think it could be good on McCran.
What card?
Maybe. It's just that like he can't cover 2 points completely.
No, but there's enough flips that'll happen that I think it will be fine.
Fair enough.
But like
it's
maybe.
really good on Senators though. It's really
Senators,
easy to
I think,
trigger
is
on
like the
Senators.
slam dunk for it. Especially, I'm going to steal your tech and pretend it was my own. I really like it on Senators against Inhumans if they bring Senators because it helps offset like Terragenesis, right? Where it's going to be a fast scoring game because you're on Senators. It's a civilian, so you know they're going to play Terra Genesis, which is at its best in fast games anyways. So having this card to be like much worse than Terra Genesis, but hey, you should be able to cash this one in. And then you're kind of, okay, we're both going to play the 14, then fuck it, I think is helpful. So I think kind of for that alone, I'm happy putting it in the 10.
It's cool. It's such cool design, man.
It's cool design. Yes.
I think so. One of the things about this box is I think everything is so coolly designed, even though we're complaining about the power level of some of this stuff, right? They're really cool, really interesting designs. And we're complaining because the stuff is too strong. But the plus side of the stuff being that's coolly designed that's too strong is it's going to see a lot of play.
I want to be clear. The only thing I think is too strong is the leadership. I think all of these models...
some of the characters are too strong too. But...
I think it's because of the leadership.
No, maybe.
I think without it, like, they'd be really good, right? Like Silk and Noir and 2099, who we didn't really talk about, I think would all be very good without the leadership. But I think part of my frustration is I want to see how cool these characters are without this fucking busted ass leadership on top of them. But it just really pushes everything into the stratosphere for me. But I don't think the rest of the box needs fixes if you just fix the fucking leadership.
Yeah, it should. When they roll a skull, they should just die, but be placed 1.
Place 1, but they KO.
Yes. Well, no, it doesn't have to be KO. How about days?
Okay. Place 1, take a damage. Place 1, take a damage.
Yeah.
They're glitching out. They're leaving the universe. It should be
exactly. There should be a leadership that's just, you can place 1 as many times as you want, but you take 2 damage each time. I want to see people play that and be like, bam, I got 7 points on turn 1 and now I've lost. I've been tabled on turn 2. Anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully getting some games in against this because I'm in the next Juicy League and people will smack me around and then I can be properly mad because I still feel fraudulently mad since I haven't played against them. But leadership seems good. Should we play some Family Feud?
I would like to.
Yeah, sounds good.
What are the teams? Because
teams are the same as last time.
I'm ready to go.
Beat this guy's ass.
No, listen,
Nate's not going to make terrible decisions this time.
I want the run back. I understand the rules better now. I understand our community and their wonderful, definitely not insane opinions. I'm ready to go.
Okay.
Well, I haven't changed anything about my understanding because it went perfectly last time, so I have no notes.
Does everybody have their buzzers ready? Did we do?
No.
I know we didn't do a buzzer check.
We did not do a buzzer check. I was the duck, right? I think I was the
You were
duck.
the duck.
You don't have to be the same buzzer, but you just have to have a buzzer that works.
We want the continuity.
Oh, fair enough.
Were you the...
Yeah, somebody was like the
Elden Ring. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
I think was Pat the Taco Bell?
My choices are limited.
Oh, do you not have Nitro? Are you
I do not.
I'm so sorry.
God,
that
you can really tell that Pat doesn't edit the podcast anymore.
I'm really sorry. Oh yeah, that's yours. All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Vince. Let's hear it.
All right, cool. I have to scroll down to the thing. All right, and I'm going to do this better that time. Okay, so we're at Fastest Finger. It's Pat and Alex versus Nate.
Yes.
We're letting both Pat and Alex ring in.
Let's go.
Get wrecked, Nate. Okay.
That's fine. I accept.
All right. So top 5 answers on the board. We asked 100 Marvel Crisis Protocol players, what is the most common excuse for a loss? Nate.
Dice.
What? On my screen, I went first.
Nah.
Yeah, well, on my screen, it was Nate. Nate says dice. Number 1 answer on the board is bad dice. 87.
What game was the ref watching? You got the
Nate,
only
you want to play or you want to pass?
I'm going to play.
All right.
This is so fucked up.
All right. So there's 5 total on the board. You have 1, and you have 87 of the votes.
So there's
On the first
13
one.
votes
Yeah,
for the other 4.
The other 4 are going to be hard.
Yeah.
Correct.
Can't imagine saying anything other.
I don't
than
want to
that.
say you did this wrong, but this is a classic pass.
No.
It seemed like a pass to me.
No, I'm
Absolutely not. All right. Number 2. I don't have the picture.
Oh, he's going to
My
call his
guess-
shot too?
Well, okay. My next guess is the priority roll.
Priority number 5 on the on the list with 1
Okay.
Yeah.
priority.
All right.
with one vote. Amazing.
All right. What was the question again?
What is the most common excuse for a loss?
My next guess is the opponent was better.
Number 2 answer on the board.
Wow,
I'm bad at
what
the
an
game
honorable
/ opponent
bunch of-
better.
Hell
What an-
yeah.
Honorable bunch of fellas.
5 individuals out of 100. Yeah.
With 6 votes. Spelling opponent is very
Okay.
difficult.
Okay. All right. What about the crisis draw?
The crisis draw is going to be a strike. Not on there.
All right.
That's fucked up.
That is fucked up. Oh, yes. Thank you.
So
Okay.
3 and 4 you still haven't gotten.
How about a missed pay to flip?
Miss Pay to Flip is not on there.
Wouldn't that be
Okay.
dice anyway? I guess I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, it probably falls under bad dice, but
Damn. What would these other ones be?
Priority
I actually
having
don't
1
know.
vote is so funny to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was
It's
gonna be
like,
higher.
did Nate vote in this question?
I thought that would be higher. I thought
I
more
did
people
too.
complained.
I sure did. 87 being bad dice was very funny.
I mean, that's great. I love that. What about like just bad matchup?
Bad matchup, not on here.
All right, that's fine. These
So
guys
you're
won't.
out.
All right, that's 3 strikes. All right, Pat and Alex for the steal.
How many do we have to get now?
1.
You get one guess.
Okay.
If you're right,
One
you get it all.
guess.
If you're wrong, I get it all.
Damn.
Oh fuck. I have 2 ideas, but one of them feels a little too personal.
We'll share. There's no downside to sharing.
Yeah, you can talk out loud
Haven't
with
played
this one.
since LVO.
Yeah, so one of them is they're both things that I did at CarlCon. So it's like one is being out of practice or not practiced, and the other is just making a dumb fucking mistake.
I mean, I guess
Like-
mistake might be one of them, but like I don't.
Yeah,
That
I think
that
that's
feels
my
almost
preference.
too general to say. But like,
I mean, it does to me too, but
like I mean, that's like that should be 100% of the votes or 0 of them. Like, yeah, I don't.
well, I think
don't
there's
know.
like something specific about like it being a dumb mistake that's like, or like an oversight kind of thing, like where you're like, I would have won if I realized I could re-roll out of giving up priority or something. You know, you're like,
Yeah,
I don't know
Okay.
how you would phrase it or how generous Vince is going to be.
yeah.
but-
I have no idea how generous.
What you got? Anything better?
No, I don't. Let's just go with that. A mistake.
A dumb
mistake.
mistake.
A dumb mistake.
A dumb mistake is not on the board. That's going to be points for Nate.
I knew they
Uh,
wouldn't do
what
it.
is
That's why I
that?
didn't pass. I was like, it's gonna be way
85?
too hard.
84?
I only want them to have one guess.
Well, that's fair.
83. Math hard.
What? No, he gets 90.
What?
He gets.
Oh, sorry,
94.
93, right?
90.
What? Try again.
94.
Okay,
94.
sorry.
94.
94.
4 after that.
Give me
You're
my
right.
point.
My bad. 94 points for Nate.
Right.
Somebody write it in chat.
I got
I
it.
math hard. All right.
What were the ones that were missing?
Correct. Oh god, I scrolled away. No. Okay. Number 4, hungover / bad hygiene.
That
with
was my
2
second.
votes.
Damn it! I thought about that one.
And
Wait,
number
hu-
3 on the board with 4 votes. Shang-Chi is overpowered.
That rocks. That should be higher. Lost due to Shang-Chi existing. I hope people say that when Shang-Chi is not in the game.
Uh-huh.
Like, I lost because of Shang-Chi, even though neither me nor my opponent played Shang-Chi.
Why did hungover and bad hygiene get lumped into one category?
You know,
An excellent
ask Carl.
question.
Okay.
I was sort of wondering about that too. I mean, what is
Whose
being
hygiene
hungover
is the
but
one causing
bad
you to lose? Is it
spiritual
yours?
I think because we didn't want to add one more and have them have a bunch with one vote.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Hmm.
All right. Hands on buzzers. We ready for
Ah,
round 2?
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh,
hold on.
fuck. No.
I am
My
ready.
hand is not on my buzzer. Ah! All right, I'm ready.
How about now, Alex? You ready now?
I'm ready. I'm ready, Mr.
Ready.
Curkov.
Top 8 answers on the board. We asked 100 Marvel Crisis Protocol players, what is the best team tactics card that no one plays?
What? It wasn't that tough. All right, fine. What's your best team tactics card?
All right, that's Nate.
Oh boy, I buzzed in early thinking that was the end
You
of the
sure
sentence.
did. I want to quote a smart person and be like, hey, there's a time limit.
Yeah, there probably is, but we haven't established what it is, so I'm gonna milk this for a little bit at least. Best tactics card that no one plays. Fuck, this is a much harder question. And you said there's 8 of them?
There's 8.
There's 8 of them. Do I have other questions I can use to stall for time?
Vince,
What is-
factorize 8.
I don't know what that means. I'm a
We'll
communications
go Google it. We
major.
got time.
Yeah.
All right, Nate, I'm going to need an answer here. I've been
Yeah, that's fine.
name a tactics card.
Name one tactics card. Magnetic refraction, which is not an
Magnetic
answer I'm happy about.
refraction is going to be a strike. Not up there.
Not happy about it.
Pat or Alex, buzz in.
Do I have to?
No, stop. How do I stop this?
Oh, thanks for the clean plate.
Yeah, no
that's gonna be
problem.
Alex. Alex, what do you think?
Why is that a duck? I hate my friend Peach so much.
Of fucking course, that's a peach. Oh man.
Okay, so I have a strategical idea that I'm gonna skip, but I'll tell you it afterwards. But
Okay.
it is Spider Tracker.
Spider Tracker not on
Good
there.
answer.
Fuck.
What?
So
What
Pat,
happens if we both?
Okay,
miss
I
on
don't
it?
know.
We both-
Let's
You don't
go.
know?
I don't. But what happens if both people miss? What happens in family?
So while we do this,
Feud?
my plan. Oh well, this might give strategy to.
Yeah,
Nate,
don't
I guess.
yet.
What happens if all of my friends are too bad at guessing tactics?
I actually can't think of like what I can't even think what I think that is.
Yeah, I was having the
Yeah.
same problem too.
Okay, so typically the host allows the next guest from each team to step up to the podiums and buzz in again.
All right.
The process continues until one contestant provides a valid answer on the board.
All right.
And because
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Nate should get another. We should alternate. Nate should go.
Yeah, I think it's
all right.
Warpath.
Warpath, number 1 answer on the board with 30.
Number 1. Wow, that's a good call.
Hmm.
Fuck,
You want to pass? You want to play?
We're passing this shit.
Hmm.
I want nothing to do with this.
Hit the cap locks button.
So what's
All
your
right, they're
strategy, bots?
passing,
Oh wait, no, I can still
so-
steal. Never mind.
Yeah,
It's
you can still say
Pat to answer then,
Oh, great. All right.
and they do not start with a strike. FYI. I
Right.
don't
yeah.
know what
Mhm.
Family Feud would do, but
I-
we're not starting with a strike yet.
No, they wouldn't. Yeah, I think that's right.
I'm gonna go. I don't actually know anything about any tactics cards, and this is kind of a problem. Let's go with Recal.
Recale is a strike. Dude, people play Recale all the goddamn time. What are you talking
people
about?
play Warpath all the goddamn time. Like, I don't know where the boundary is.
Oh, wait, I have an idea. Is it instant recovery?
Instant recovery is going to be strike 2.
Wow.
Great.
All Damn, I should have used my my ingenious idea, but I'm scared. I don't want to lose the game.
Is it well, so okay. So far Nate is going to steal back his 30 points. Let's try survival. How about that?
The survival is going to be a strike, not on the board.
Really?
This
Wow.
question is fucking
man.
impossible.
That was my guess. That was going to be my
Yeah, that
next
was my
go.
guess. That was my next guess.
That's
too.
why you guys named cards people play.
People play Warpath.
Yeah, like
I mean,
I play
agree. I don't disagree with you, but all three of
What
the
was
cards
the
you
survey
named, our Discord.
no, but
All
when?
3 cards you named, I would say are played. Maybe Instant Recovery is played less than Warpath.
I mean, I think their guesses were bad, yeah, but I think survival was a good guess.
All right, Nate, for the steal, to steal the 30 points.
Oh, I have to get one more to get my 30 points?
I believe so. I
I
don't
just-
know how it works. I've never seen anybody miss this hard.
Yeah,
I thought this was a softball card. It's the reason it's in the first 2.
I want my hard-earned 30 points, though.
Yeah, so get one.
But I did get one.
Well, you shouldn't have passed then, buddy. You could have
Well, no, I was
taken your
never
3
gonna get-
strikes and had them miss on their first guess of Recal.
That's true. Fuck. Good card. No one plays. The problem is, like, I can think of good cards that no one plays, but it's kind of like the same problem as the last one, where no one voted for Human Torch, even though he's
Somebody
hideous.
said they did a bunch of research on what Discord thinks.
No, he
And I
didn't
think you
say
should
he
ask
did
that
research.
person what you should answer.
He said he basically saw it in a dream. And I mean, he is doing better than last time, so he may have.
Oh, yeah.
Like, all the cards I can think of are like, are other people going to remember these cards exist? You know, like, that's the hard part with this.
Get another answer that's just 1.
I would love to, you know, I would be.
Get your 31 points.
God, I would be so happy about 31 points.
This feels like the distribution of this has to be like 30, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10.
It does feel like it's going to be kind of wide, yeah.
How does copy and paste?
And I don't know. These all just feel
TikTok,
all
Mr.
right, fine.
Bond.
Sibling rivalry.
Sibling rivalry, not on the list.
Yeah.
No points for anybody.
Okay, so before you reveal them, I want to say that my idea that I didn't follow through of, but I should have because all of my other ideas were obviously horrible, was that they were all other than like maybe the first 1 or 2 were going to be banned cards, that it was going to be like dropped off and shit. Because yeah, nobody plays them and they're good as hell.
Yeah.
There are no banned cards on this list, unfortunately.
Oh,
All right.
Well, I'm glad that I was wrong because I chickened out. Anyway, what are the actual results?
All right. Number 8 with 5 votes. Mind Games.
Oh,
No,
okay.
disagree. All right.
okay.
Number 7 with 6 votes. Carnage Rules.
No, people play that. All right.
Drop
Dude,
off
I
is
don't
better.
know. I don't know what to say. I
yeah.
didn't feel this out.
No, yeah, Gonna get mad
Okay.
at the community again. It's fine.
Number 6 with 8 votes. Ricochet Blast.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
No one's okay.
Number 5 with 9 votes. Agents of Smash.
That's not a good card.
I mean, nobody plays it.
It's bad. It's not worth the power.
I mean, if the
expenditure. It's not
question
worth
is
it.
nobody, absolute no one plays it. It's
But it says,
never
what's
been
a
played.
good card? The first 4 words of the question is, what is a good card?
It's the
of
best
Smash is-
card.
It's awful.
Okay.
Continue.
Number 4 with 11 votes. Indomitable.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that one's good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good call. That should have been.
Number 3 with 13 votes is No More Mutants / Shush.
That one's weird
I-
because like people do like if people play Scarlet Witch or Ebony Maw, they absolutely
Which they
play
don't.
the card. But
I got shushed at CarlCon.
Hell yeah.
I
I don't
just
know. I think if there's an answer on the board that's okay, I think these are all right to be a number 3.
yeah.
It's
I
okay.
mean, Drop
Yeah,
Off
that's
is a better
okay.
card than all of these so far, but
And number 2 with 19 votes is Joint Effort.
Also, not a good card.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't
Actually,
know. I think Joint
that
Effort
one-
you guys
I think
should
that's
have gotten.
okay.
I guess we could have gotten it because the good part about it is it's just like unaffiliated and not
Yeah,
restricted to
I
a
should've-
model. Like it's like it's a card it's a card everybody is choosing not to play. So
Yeah.
Well,
wanna
on
know-
Okay.
yeah, what's up?
Fun fact: Warpath was the 6th most played tactics card at CarlCon.
Nobody plays a community.
I mean, you can make an argument that a lot of people put it in their 10 and it doesn't make it to the 5. But when Warpath was correct, I was like, this doesn't feel good to be right about this. And I had to check.
All right.
So community
Is it
wrong
the
again.
highest non-restricted unaffiliated card?
No, survival,
No,
just edge. Oh, and recal.
oh,
It's brace,
recal, yeah,
recal, sacrifice, survival, chi mastery, tied with Warpath.
Let's go.
All right.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Okay, everybody ready for our final round? Scores are
Oh wait, I need my 30 points.
94 to 30.
you don't get 30 points, buddy.
Yeah,
You
we
got
get 30
no
points. Nice try,
points.
jackass. Give
You
us the points
missed.
back.
You
Put those
missed.
points
You
in
have
my
90
category.
points.
You definitely don't get those points.
Yeah, we do. You passed them.
Actually, I think they might get. Hang on.
Well,
Okay,
I
how
get-
does it work?
No.
Give me the points. Give me
Hold
the
on.
points.
Maybe you did make them our 30 points when you passed.
Yeah. I have you in common
And
law.
then we did
you
proceed to trip
forfeited
down
them.
the hill, but you know.
Well, we tripped out of the hill holding our points.
Well, we threw up the air and Nate like caught him for a brief second, then he also tripped.
He never caught him. There was no
Yeah.
interception. He was there, and he was mad that we were abusing those 30 points, and he's probably right to be mad, but he didn't touch him.
You guys get the 30 points.
Let's fucking go. Yeah, obviously. Why would he get them?
This format is incredible.
Even though he only got it, like you guys got nothing. This is why no one
Why?
passes in family. Okay, well, here's a fun one. Okay, so the board stands at 94 Nate, 30 Chicago.
That's right.
All right,
Correct,
and
nice.
of course I picked a hard question here, so here
Oh, hold
Right.
on. I need my buzzer.
Oh,
Well, everybody
Needs his
hands on
correct
buzzers?
buzzer.
I'm sorry. I'm going to press only the duck.
The correct duck.
The correct duck, the one that says quack.
What does the
All
other
right.
one say?
Die.
All right. Top 7 answers on the board. We asked 100 Marvel Crisis Protocol players, who is the best Spider-Man? Alex.
This was before the reveals, right?
Yes.
Miles Morales.
Number 1 answer on the board with 39,
go.
Miles Morales.
Man.
Wait, there's 7 answers. Are there that many Spider-Men? Can I get it wrong by just
You want to
naming a
play or you
Spider-Man?
want to pass, Alex?
I want to play. I want to play. I'm famous
right,
for
there-
knowing and being able to distinguish all the Spider-Men. Pat, you're up.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna take my one good one and say Spectacular Spider-Man.
Okay. Spectacular
Reese
Spider,
Lynn
no
Spider.
man. Number 2 answer on the board.
Let's go.
Okay.
All right, that's 2 of 7. Which Spider-Men are not going to be on here? I guess like Peter Parker. Because I mean, we don't have to get these in order, so we can just keep guessing Spiders-Men. Amazing Spider-Man.
Amazing Spider-Man, number 7 answer on the board with 5.
Wow.
I'm fucked now.
Sorry, I should have done
Um,
something weirder so you could have that one.
Well, no, I just don't understand how he's that low.
Well, don't think about that. Just keep naming Spider-Man.
Unless everyone's thinking like me. Okay, Scarlet Spider-Man?
Number 3 answer on the board is Ben Riley,
Okay.
who is Scarlet Spider-Man.
We take those.
I can't tell if these are ordered in terms of strength in the game or they like them in the comics. So Spider-Ham?
That's going to be a strike.
Really?
No Spider-Ham on the board.
That's so fucked up.
Okay. I don't feel great about any of this. Let's go with Gwen.
Gwen is going to be a strike, not on the board.
I guess she's not a Spider-Man. She's a Spider-Woman.
Or maybe our entire Discord is full of misogynists that don't like women. Who knows? I mean, our community is the best, so I don't think that's true. But you guys were really talking some trash last time, so I can't believe you would say that about our community.
I love our community equal to the amount of points I earn in this game. Were they saying the new models before we saw them just because they like them?
The new models are a bit of a challenge here.
Yeah. I mean, who else is a Spider-Man? They really say Core Peter Parker?
What about
I don't know. 2099. I'm just gonna guess Spider-Man 2099 and see if they started saying that shit because we had seen that one.
2099 is not on there. That's gonna be
what the fuck.
Nate, for the steal.
It's telling Spider-Man apart.
Get 4, 5, or 6.
Very on brand.
The good news is, even if you wait, hang on, let me double check my math. Oh no, you have to hit this, otherwise we win.
Fucking Christ!
The Chicago Dynasty.
God, we're unstoppable. Our family is so good at feuding that.
Man, it feels like it's silly not to vote for core Spider-Man, but it's boggling to me that
I know, right? I was having the same problem.
But the thing that throws me off is that the 7th slot is taken, right?
Yeah.
Like 5 people thought like core box Spider-Man was better than ASM, which doesn't make sense to me. Which makes me want to go with like a sillier answer, but then it's just like, if that is true and Core Parker is on here, it feels like a horrible way to lose. What is that?
What was
that?
Doing what button did you just press, Pat?
I didn't press a button. I just decided I'm doing a thumbs up.
Oh,
anyway.
All right. Well, congratulations. Oh no.
Guys, come on. We're an audio
the viewers
format.
can't
Nobody's
see
going to
this.
see the goofs that you're doing right now.
Yeah, I don't care.
Guys,
I don't
everybody just
know what you're
imagine.
talking about. Nate's just taking his time to answer the question.
I am taking my time. I'm not distracted at all.
All right, Nate, we need an answer.
Yeah, core Peter Parker.
Oh, man, you made it so difficult for me to know how to do this, but I'm going to be generous, I think.
Oh, is it Peter Parker?
Peter Parker?
Yeah, the answer for number 5 is Peter
Peter
Parker.
So, but isn't
Peter
the answer
Parker
for number 2 and 7 also Peter Parker?
with 6.
I
Carl chose to do some interesting stuff here.
And you chose
because
not to fix it.
Yeah, you're
I sure did.
You're the manager.
But like nobody in the top 100 wrote the core Peter Parker or core box Parker.
Okay.
But a bunch of people just wrote Peter Parker. All right, number 6.
Yeah, because the question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Tobey Maguire. With 6 votes.
That's great.
Okay.
This is awesome. Actually, I like Spider-Man now. I like that it's that like asking who the best Spider-Man is effectively incoherent.
If this was Andrew Garfield, I'm gonna be a sad man.
All right. For dramatic reveal, I will put number 4 in the chat.
Craven the Hunter? That's awesome.
That's better than my goofy guess was going to be Venom, because like if I was voting in this
Yeah.
poll, I'd be very tempted to vote Venom for being a Spider-Man. But Craven's just
Or
better.
Agent
If
Venom.
Matt had said Black Spider-Man, I'd have had a really time.
How many points did I get?
This list.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
None.
Wait, you
'cause-
whiffed.
Oh no,
You
you
didn't
did
get
get
any
it.
points.
No, he
We
got
get-
it. He got Peter Parker. I gave it to him.
Oh, he did get Peter Parker.
Enough
I said
to
the
win.
words Peter Parker.
Yeah.
Enough
No,
to
you
win.
didn't. You said core box, but whatever.
I got 88 points. For
If you had said
122.
Core Spider-Man, I would not have given it. Saying
well,
Core
I'm glad
Peter
those
Parker,
weren't the words that I said then.
but you said Core Peter Parker, so I decided to give it.
I optimized my vote.
This
for my
list,
guess.
this list of the best Spider-Man looks like. Have you guys ever heard the Borges's Chinese encyclopedia? It's like sort of a literary joke. He describes a celestial emporium of benevolent knowledge, which is like an encyclopedia from a fictional Chinese dynasty, and it lists all the categories that animals can be in, and it's those that belong to the emperor, embalmed ones, those that are trained, suckling pigs, mermaids, fabulous ones, stray dogs, those included in the present classification, those that tremble as if they were mad, innumerable ones, those drawn with a very fine camel hair brush, others, those that have broken a flower vase, and those that from a long way off look like flies. That's what you've given us here.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's a great little. I mean, it's like a paragraph. It's not even a short story, but yeah. That's what I'm looking at here with fucking Miles Morales, Spectacular Spider-Man, Ben Reilly, Kraven the Hunter, Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire, and Amazing Spider-Man.
All right,
hate
so I
this
think.
Mad cause
All right.
bad.
So
Yeah.
Nate's won. So 1-1 for you guys.
I
The
told
race
you I
is
was
on.
ready this time.
You
Oh,
were ready.
man.
You were ready. You had a key
Aye.
into the psyche of the Discord.
All right, and I think with that we've been a size 3 taco truck.